I just wake up in the morning and I yell a lot, even though it's way too early. It's fun though. Wake up, wake up, wake up! Wake up right now. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. That's right. Good morning. Thank you for getting up way too early with Garage Gym Life. I'm John Graves III. I'm the founder of Garage Gym Life. We have got an outstanding and might I say, dare I say, action-packed show for you today. If this is your first time checking out the show, thank you for giving us a shot to earn your loyalty. I do ask that you hit that like button and hit subscribe for me, trying to get to 50,000 subscribers, and we're kind of chugging along there. And we're at 41 and some change, I believe, right now. So do me a favor, hit the like button, and then hit subscribe if you haven't already done so to help us continue growing. I really love this show because since I decided to start doing a live fitness morning show, which everybody told me was crazy, I decided to do this back in I believe it was January of last year. That's not when we aired the first episode, but it was in January of last year I decided to do it. Since I made that decision and kind of took the plunge, you guys have repaid my, let's say, I don't know, want to say craziness, my daring, whatever, with loyalty and increased views. And I'm telling you, I'm beyond grateful for you guys. You know, there's something that, as I was trying to get everything set up here to get going, I thought about the fact that I start the show on time. You know what I mean? Like I start the show on time, and you're like, okay, great. You start the show on time. It's supposed to start at 6 and you start at 6. All right. Sometimes it's 6:01. All right. But my dad was in TV for a number of years, for decades. Right. And one was drilled into me was like, the show starts on time. If you turn on the TV to watch a show on network television, the shows start on time. And I know that there are a bunch of people who go live on YouTube, definitely not in the home gym community, but there are people who go live on YouTube and they like to wait. So like the show's supposed to start at 8 and they'll wait till like 8:30 so that they kind of build up the number of people who are watching. And I've never had to do that because I'll come on here at like 4 a.m. so I can, and I start doing my show prep, the stuff I have to do every week to do the show prep. And there's already people lined up waiting in the queue. And I'm like, wow, there's people already lined up to watch this show. It doesn't even start for 2 hours. Some of you guys are like in the central time zone. So it's an hour earlier for you than it is for me. And you're still here. First in the building today was my guy, Eric from Carbs Gym. Eric is in the central time zone, so he's a prime example I was talking about. My man has been on here for a minute. All right. So shout out to Eric. He said booty box. So I know what he's here to see. He's here to watch Emily Samuel, who is going to be our only guest for the day. I did reach out to somebody else, but it was kind of short notice. I'll talk about that a little bit later on, but our only guest of the day is going to be Emily Samuel. And let's see here, my second guy in the building, as usual, is my guy Carlos, CB's True Consumer Reviews. That always throws me off here on YouTube. My man Carlos is the second one in the building. Kurt from the Kurt Locker. What's up, man? I expect you to get up early, though, man, because, Kurt's getting ready for work, headed out to defend the country. Appreciate your service. Carlos says, my mic sounds nice. Hey, I appreciate that, man. I was telling him the other day, we were talking, I said, you know what? I have no way of knowing if you guys can hear me because the only thing I could do is have the show on like my phone or something, but then I would get feedback. Not feedback like the squealing you hear when you get too close to a mic and a speaker or something like that. I'm talking about like you would hear an echo. So I don't do that. So the only way I know that you guys can hear me, even though I do a mic check, the only way I know you can hear me is if you guys tell me in the comments. So I appreciate you letting me know. My guy, Jared Martin, in the building as usual, got the coffee. He's ready to go. Jared, I want you to know that I have played that video of your son singing Recliner of Rage so many times. I played it for my wife. I played it for the other people in our worship team at church, the ones who were behind me singing. I played it for them. I played it for a couple other people. I'm not gonna put it on the internet, like I said, but I played it for like key people who understand about the show, and I played it for myself multiple times. I'm telling you, that video gives me life. I love it, man. Carlos said, road to 50K, like and share. Let's get it there. Hey, that's right. And that is one of the things that's special about this show, by the way. It's very easy for me to just do a podcast. It will be a lot easier for me to just do a podcast, have it in the evenings, pre-record it. But it'd be easier for me to get guests if I pre-recorded and then played it in the morning like most other shows do. But I love the live interaction with you guys. This is what sets the show apart. I remember I had a guest on earlier this year, and then somebody on a different podcast was talking about how they didn't like some of the questions I asked or rather I didn't ask a question that they thought I should have asked, right? And my response to that was, well, why didn't you ask it? The show's live for a reason. You know what I mean? So you guys can definitely go ahead and throw your comments out here. When we have Emily on, you can always throw that in there. And of course, if you have something you want to ask me, you can just throw it in there and we'll go ahead. We'll jump on it, right? Hey, Carlos said we're here for you. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Hey, my man Carp said, he said, it's that coffee life. Hey, there you go. There you go. All right. Jared says he loves it. So let's talk about what's going to be on today's show. So I already kind of gave you guys a heads up, but so in the first hour, we're going to have news and other things. Of course, we're going to have a brand new Recliner of Rage. This one's a special one. I've got some guest contributors to Recliner of Rage today to help me out. So we're going to be doing that. I've got some topics for news and other things to talk about. In the second hour, which will be 7 a.m. Eastern time, we're going to have Booty Box platform creator Emily Samuel. She's going to be joining us to answer your questions. Yes, I have questions too, but she's primarily here to answer your questions about the product and why you need a Booty Box platform in your life, as well as the other stuff that she has. Emily has a bunch of other stuff on her website that she can provide for you to help you guys achieve your fitness goals. So I'm looking forward to conversation. And then in the third hour, we're going to be reacting to videos on the internet, specifically a video from the homie Ashley Hiromiak 332. She did a video, it's a couple weeks old now, where she said she was reviewing the reviewers, and a couple of things that she posted in that video actually made me think. First of all, it made me examine how I do reviews, and number two, it kind of raised some questions. So that's going to be our react and respond segment. I went ahead and I shuffled things around. I moved it to the end, to the final hour of the show, because so from 8 o'clock to 9, we're going to be talking about, we're going to basically be reacting to Ashley's video. I'll put the link to Ashley's video in the description for this one, so you guys can all go check it out if you want to. That way you know what we're talking about after, or if you're watching on the replay or you listen to the audio version on Podbean, I'm going to put it there so that you guys can go ahead and go check out the entire video. I'm going to show a little clip of it. She said that was cool with her, but I want you guys to watch the entire video and drop some comments on there and let her know what you think of it. All right. So now that you know what's going on, go ahead. If you haven't already, grab a coffee like Eric and Jared already have. And let's go ahead and get this thing started with news and other things. Okay, let's begin with violence. I am issuing an open invitation. This is news, right? It's a news item because it's stuff you didn't know. All right, current events. I am issuing an open invitation to anyone. By anyone, I mean anyone. If you are on Earth, you're human, and you have an internet connection. Those are the criteria. And to be honest with you, I'll argue with somebody on the space station too. I don't care. But anyone who disagrees with my take on the Bells of Steel cable tower, I'm inviting you to come on this show, next Friday, December 27th, to debate it with me. All right. And I have already reached out to, I kind of I did Jonathan a disservice, because he definitely thinks I missed the mark. All you gotta do is watch his review of it, where you'll see a nice screenshot of me where he includes me in the list of people who he said missed the mark on the review of the Bells of Steel cable tower. So I'm like, hey, I'm able to disagree with somebody without like being angry. So I want, I want to show we can keep it civil, still disagree. And so I'm inviting anyone. And let me be, once again, that's anyone. So that includes casual viewers, any of the casual viewers who commented on the video. You don't need to have a YouTube channel. You don't need to be some influencer or whatever. You just need an internet connection and some heart. So if you got the heart to come on and debate it with me, instead of just like dropping comments or sending me DMs, feel free to come on this show. Just put a comment on this video and I will reach out to you and we will get you hooked up so you can come on and we'll get you all set up for next week. This won't be the first time I've brought somebody on to debate with them. So, hey, if you got heart, you want to take part, come on with it. That's all I got to say about that. All right. So that's the first thing. Carlos said, if you're disagreeing without being angry, you're doing it wrong. No. That's not true. I can debate with any, it's like you watch like the, I guess like political debates. They say the most heinous stuff about each other sometimes. And then afterwards they shake hands. They're like, hey, look, man, it's just business. So I'm fully capable, or like, and remember, I used to fight. So you had to be able to want to disable another human being while you're in the ring. And then once that's done, you'd be able to move on and just be like, hey, man, how your family? How the kids? You know what I'm saying? So I'm completely comfortable with disagreeing with you thoroughly, but still like in about one specific issue or even multiple issues, but being cool with you in other ways, because this doesn't define who I am. All right. In fact, actually, yeah, we'll just leave that there. I was about to give y'all examples, but I don't want to do that because I don't want to like that. I don't want to like gaslight anybody or anything like that. So yeah. All right. Carlos said, I believe the phrase is try Jesus, not me. Hey, look, I'm all about you trying Jesus, our Lord and Savior. I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Christ. But at the same time, I remember a pastor told me, if you're going to try to turn my cheek, I was talking about turning the other cheek. He said, hey, if you turn my cheek, I'm going to turn yours. Matt Welch, Tattoo Saying, coming to us all the way from the UK. What's up, my man? We are always glad to have you with us. And, I appreciate you being here, man. I don't know if you're wrestling deer. I hope you're not, but thanks for being here. Thanks for being here representing the UK. All right. Another thing. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. I know some of you guys have YouTube channels who are watching, but YouTube Communities is coming. And when I saw it, I was like, KSSO, like, what is this, right? But from what I can tell, and the reason why I'm telling you guys is I hope it will replace my Discord and some other stuff. So like right now, for example, if somebody wants to send me something, they have to DM it to me, right? So they send me, so I get DMs about stuff. And sometimes I get a DM and it's about something that's going on, it relates to something in the show, but I don't actually see the DM until like 2 days later or something, or, well, maybe not that long. When the show's over, I go take a nap, right? Because I get up real early, right? That's not happening today, but typically when the show's over, I'll go have breakfast and then I take a nap. And so I may not see your DM until later when it's irrelevant. And so YouTube Communities is supposed to be a way for us to interact with each other without having to leave the YouTube platform. So I'm hoping it will replace my Discord. It's not going to replace my Instagram, but it will be an easier way, hopefully, for us to communicate, especially if you are people who are fans of the show. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. So let us go ahead and jump into what I got for you guys. I have a question. Would you order a Christmas themed barbell? And I asked that because let's see, it's American Barbell, and they've got this thing they call the Slayer bar. All right. And that sounds all well and good. So Matt says I'm off work until the 27th. Oh, well, I mean, if you want to disagree with me about something, I'm sorry, but the 27th is the day I set aside to disagree with people. So you're going to have to just tell your boss you're sick or something. I don't know. All right. Matthew Porter, what's up, man? Hey, I got the stuff that we won't be discussing during the show for various reasons. Okay. But I got the stuff from you. Thank you. All right. Anyway, so let's go back to what we were talking about. Let's share our screen. First screen share of the day. That's right. American Barbell. So they've got this 20 kilogram Cerakote limited edition Slayer bar. And I saw it. I said, okay, it's $395. It's got the nifty little picture of ripped Santa Claus on the end cap. Actually, hold up a second. Let me talk about this for a second. So have you guys seen Red One? Carlos, I expect you to have seen Red One, but I mean everybody else. Have you seen Red One? If you haven't seen Red One, go ahead and watch it. And my wife and I were laughing because I called it. So I'm watching the show. And then, so the theme of it is basically Santa gets kidnapped. All right. And so then The Rock is his head of security. He's got to find him. Okay. Along with Chris Evans. Anyway, that's all the spoilers you get. But I'm watching the show and I called my wife. I'm in the gym. I had it on while I was lifting. Right. And I called my wife like, babe, come here. She comes downstairs like, what? I said, look at this. And so she sees the thing. She's like, okay, it's Santa. I'm like, yeah. And because we had just been talking about, what's his name, J.K. Simmons, and how I say, he's actually in shape. And so he's one of these actors that you don't think is in shape until you actually like see him, right? Yeah, J.K. Simmons. And I know you, J.K. says, yeah, he's like, I saw it. I know you saw it. So anyway, so Jake, I can't show you screenshots or anything like that, but all I'm gonna say is I'll tell you what, we'll just do this. J.K. Simmons. All right, J.K. Simmons. So this is J.K. Simmons, yeah. All right, let's pull this here. All right, so this is who's playing Santa, all right, in Red One. And that's your dude right there. Okay, that's Santa Claus. All right. That kind of doesn't I don't want that. All right, that kind of doesn't, he's not quite on brand for Santa, right? So anyway, like I said, I can't show any stuff from the movie, but I'll say that the way they portray Santa is on brand with J.K. Simmons, right? And I see my man, I said, oh wait, Santa's got a home gym. And my wife is like, first she's making fun of me, but then she's like, oh, that's a nice home gym. So then we just stand there. We forgot all about the movie completely. And we're just watching and we keep on going back to see the part where Santa is in his home gym. Like, forget all that other stuff. We're checking out Santa's home gym. So, that just shows you the kind of nerds we kind of are. But anyway, dude, Carp, you saw it. He said he was warming up for like a 600-pound overhead press. He's like, yeah, I'm warming up. He said, let's go heavy. I'm like, and at first I was like, man, those are 25s. My wife is like, no, those are 25 kilograms. I said, oh, hold on a second. Stop the presses. Stop the presses. I hear you say, Nick, go for it. That is, if you're looking for a nice little, there are a couple incidents of language. So if you got the kids, you may not want to watch it first before you watch it with your kids if you are concerned about language. It's not all over, but there's enough of it that you notice it. But it's a cool movie, So yeah, it's definitely, Carlos, it is definitely a home gym movie recommendation. So I will say this. It's definitely a movie you can put on if you're on the treadmill and you'll watch the entire thing. And 3 thumbs up or whatever you want to, whatever, all thumbs up. I love it. I love that movie. All right. That's it. Look, once I saw the kilogram, look, it's not that I didn't realize what 25 kg is. is I didn't see the kg on it. My wife saw the kg, and I said, "Oh," she said, "No, those are 45s," because I thought they were 25s, right? Because I saw 25. She said, "Oh no." She looked closer. She said, "That's 25 kg." I said, "Oh shoot." She said, "Yeah," and I said, "Oh, that's 55 pounds." You know, respect, Saint Nick. I hear you. Hey, no problem. All right. So anyway, so you guys didn't know that Garage Gym Life is the first. We haven't. I haven't shown this to you guys in a while, but every Christmas I'll show y'all that picture of Santa with the Garage Gym Life shirt on. Hey, you didn't know that it was prophetic, but I'm telling you, it's prophetic. I've had that for a minute, okay, in my stuff, and so yeah, Santa got a home gym and he's using it, okay. Anyway, so let's go back to the Slayer bar. So now I've said all of that. If you would like Santa's, if you'd like to get Santa's officially licensed bar, I don't really know if that's his officially licensed bar, okay? But the Slayer bar has a picture of Rip Santa on it. It's a 28 millimeter bar because this is a weightlifting bar, not a power bar, not a powerlifting bar. Why is that so hard for me to say? It's not a powerlifting bar. It's a weightlifting bar. Okay. So they've got it in gold. It's still available. It's $395. So for those of you who said you would buy a Santa themed bar, this is your opportunity to get a bar that's a Santa themed bar. This is what it looks like right there. So it's got the gold shaft. I have no idea what the knurling is like. And it also is available in gold, in red. So Carp, I know this gets your attention. All right, because I know you kind of partial to red and black. So this might be right up your alley, Carp. $395. As low as $34.18 a month. If going into debt to buy bars is what you're into, that is an opportunity right there. Bam. All right. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know, and I will put the link for that in the live chat and in the video description. All right, so that is the Slayer bar. See here. Carlos said them bags ain't light. You know what? That is an excellent point. Santa's got to be in shape for work. You know what I'm saying? I get you. I get you, man. I get you. Jared said that's a good looking bar. It is. I like it. You know, I don't need a weightlifting bar. I thought about getting one because I do like some one-hand movements. But the thing I don't like about weightlifting bars is for the one-hand movements I like a center knurling. And a lot of times they don't have a center knurl. So then what I end up having to do is, I mean, it's not like it's definitely first world problems, okay? I have to measure the bar and find the center point and then put a piece of tape there so I know where the center point is. But like for like a bent press, which is obviously a one-hand move, I need to know where the center is, and then I kind of adjust around to get the balance point so I can do it. So anyway, I thought about getting it for something like that, but I just didn't, maybe. Hold up. Matt says, how did they miss the chance to do a candy cane effect? I know, man. I don't know why they didn't do that. I guess there are limits. If it had been somebody, a brand like Fringe Sport, I can say they probably would have had a candy cane effect on there. That'd have been cool. And, I mean, that would have gone with my fraternity. So, Kappa Psi, so that might be cool. Carp said it's already... So you already bought it? You already bought it? Are you playing with me right now? Or did you already buy the Slayer bar? If you did, man, I definitely want you to post some pictures. Oh yeah, share some pictures with me, and then we'll throw it up here on the show the next time it comes in, the next show after you've gotten it. Let's see here. Carp said, okay, so you did get it. So I would have bought the Zombie California bar if it wasn't bright green. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I don't need a barbell that looks like an M&M. Okay, I saved my bright green for M&Ms. Okay, that's all there is to that. I ain't not my brother loves green. He loves that green. His gym has a bunch of green stuff on it. I'm like, I ain't about that life. Let's see. said, hey, there you go, of course. And then, Carb said, Christmas is my number 2 thing besides home gym. Okay, I understand. It was like out of order when I saw it there. Jared said, John, I sent you a DM. When you get to a miscellaneous segment, I could use this cruise help, no biggie. Okay. Ain't nothing but a word, man. I'll go right now. I'm checking my DMs right now. I mean, I've got, obviously, you guys know, when I went to when I was over at Andrew's place in North Carolina, I let him see my show rundown, and he says, "You do this every week?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I got." The worst thing in my head would be to have a situation arise where, let's say, a guest backs out on me or something like that, or let's say I do a segment and I don't get a lot of responses for y'all. That usually tells me, okay, let's just stop there and move on to the next thing, right? So I always try to have a ton of stuff to talk about, but we're gonna put it on pause and go see what you got going on. Okay, all right. So, are you okay? All right. So I saw your DM. Are you comfortable with me doing a screen share, Jared, to show everybody what you DM'd me, or would you prefer I just tell them what you said, like basically paraphrase it? Let me know, and then I'll proceed depending on what you want me to do. In the meantime, there are 329 of you watching right now. Hit the like button for me. Hit the like button for me right now. Hit the like button. All right, I'm gonna throw this banner up here. Boom. Hit like, and hit subscribe. Do me a favor. Help me out. I'm trying to grow, and I need your help to do it. All right. So Jared says screen share away. Okay, cool. All right. So let's go ahead, and I'll screen share it. I only asked because it's not like that's the only thing you've DM'd me. So I just want to make sure, because it's going to show just not that one thing. It's going to show everything, all the previous stuff too. So let's share screen, inbox chats. Boom. All right. All right, so right here. So Jared says, I'm trying to put a little community pressure on Bells of Steel to produce a deadlift bar. If you could please like the comment and comment if you wish. So let's go here and let's see if I can find your comment. So, okay, I see your like. The muscle, some of these names are amazing. All right. Oh, here we go. So, all right, I'm liking the comment right now. So a deadlift bar, actually, I think a deadlift bar would be nice. The bare naked powerlifting bar is definitely my favorite bar. So I haven't even gotten. I think we might have gotten another bar this past year. I have to go back and look, because part of a project we're going to be doing, but we definitely haven't gotten another powerlifting bar this year. And I haven't even tried to find one because I've just been using the bare naked powerlifting bar so much. So I'm a big fan of it. So I would love it if they did add to it. All right. So let me go ahead and add my comment right there. I definitely. So everybody, so what I'll do is I'll take the link for this, and I'll post it. Let me finish putting my comment, and then I'm going to put the link for this in for this post in the live chat. That way all you guys can go comment too. Yeah. I'm a huge fan of the powerlifting bar. I know this is like riveting for those of you who are listening to Podbean, but what I'm doing right now is responding per Jared's request. I'm responding to the comment that he posted on a Bells of Steel video on Instagram, and I want you guys to do the same thing. Deadlift. I'd definitely love to see a deadlift bar from and home gym con would be a great place to Let's go with unveil it. All right. Boom. All right, there you go, man. All right. So now, believe this is it. All right. So let's stop sharing. All right. So bare naked dead. Hey, now look at you. A bare naked deadlift bar. Line of bare naked bars. I've heard worse ideas. This what? Yeah, Jared, you cooking with gas right now. You're cooking with gas. All right. Carb says make a deadlift bar and sponsor the deadlift party at Home Gym Con. Look at you. Hey, let everybody test it out live. There you go. I love that. All right. So I am posting the link. I believe this is the link to it. To it here. Yeah. All right. So this is the link to that post. What you guys want to do is that link I just posted. I just posted in the live, and I will post it in the video description. So those of you who are watching on replay, and also those of you who are listening on Podbean, you're going to see the link to this Instagram video. What I need you to do is click that link and then find Jared Freedom Gym's comment. That's what your Instagram is. Yeah. Find Jared Freedom Gym's comment, like it, and then reply to his comment. And we'll see if we can get Bells of Steel to do something with that. All right. And yeah, and in fact, I'll send an email to Kat and Andrew and see if they will. Me sending an email won't make them make a bar, okay? But I'll send an email to them just to make sure that they see. Bells of Steel is really good with social media, but just to make sure that they see the comment, I'll send it to them as well. All right, so there we go. Okay, so there we go. Now let's go back to, let's see. Next item. Is it too late to order Christmas gifts? I'm going to say yeah. And I'm saying yeah, it's too late to order Christmas gifts because, so like American Barbell, their last day to order was December 17th. Fringe Sport, the last day to order was December 19th, which is yesterday. But if you guys know of any brands that are still taking Christmas orders, like Home Gym, obviously, brands that are still taking Christmas orders, do me a favor and put the link to that brand in the chat, and then I'll pull it up and show everybody. And that's because, now, obviously, if you live, so let's say if I lived in Austin, then I could still, you can still buy stuff and just go get it, like pick up there, right? But I'm talking about stuff as far as shipping, because, and Matthew Porter, if you're still watching, I know you about to have to get stuff going for school, but if you're still watching, you can comment on this. The biggest issue is making sure that when they ship you something that you're actually going to get it, because they can't guarantee. There's a deadline that the shipping carriers will give the brands, say, hey, look, if you don't get your stuff in by this date, it's not going to arrive by Christmas. Okay. So yeah. So if you guys are aware of any brand that is still accepting orders that will deliver, let's say day after Christmas. Yeah, let's say day after Christmas. Since Christmas is during the week, then the 26th maybe is probably a work day for some people. So just if you guys know about any brands that would deliver, let's say the latest by December 26th, then go ahead and put that information in the live chat, and I will go ahead and let everybody else know. We'll help the community out, okay? Still talking about the Bells of Steel thing. They have a deadlift jack and a new series of deadlift platforms. It makes sense to have a deadlift bar. They definitely do. And in fact, let's go ahead. This is an outstanding opportunity for me to play this video. If I can find it, I'll play it right here.
5 reasons of why to buy from me. Number 1, the best bang for your buck and innovative fitness equipment. Number 2, we put out more educational content. Number 3, our customer service and sales team. Number 4, I spend a ton of time logistics and packaging. Number 5, I've got 9,000 plus reviews. So get on our website and let the gains begin.
All right, so there you go. I need you guys to check out that link that I just posted in the live chat to support the show, and you can grab some of that awesome Bells of Steel merch for yourself or as a gift for somebody. No guarantee it's going to show up by Christmas, but hey, as Carlos said, it is gift card season right now, and so I love it when people give me a gift card that I can spend anywhere. Don't give me a gift card to a specific place. You let me decide. If we're at the point where you're giving me a gift card, it means you don't know what I like. Okay, so just don't give me a gift card to Kohl's or something like that. Just give me a gift card I can spend anywhere, and then I will then take that gift card and I will spend it where I want to spend it, and it will most likely be on home gym stuff. Okay, and if you knew about home gym stuff, then you wouldn't have given me a gift card. You would have gotten me something from my home gym. So just don't strain yourself. Just give me a gift card. All right. And once you have that gift card, you can then use this affiliate link and go straight. That's right. Visa gift card. Shout out to Visa gift cards, man. Take your Visa gift card, follow that link that I posted in the live chat, and you can then support the show. And you also will be able to take advantage. That link doesn't stop you from taking advantage of any discounts or deals that they'll have at Bells of Steel, but it does support the show. So I appreciate you guys helping us out that way. All right. Let's see here. Now, let's next item is Rep Fitness 12 Days of Liftmas. Yeah. All right. That's the one. The 12 Days of Liftmas. All right. That is also very difficult to say for some strange reason. I'm not sure why, but it just is. 12 Days of Liftmas is like $3,500 in grand prizes. $3,500 is a grand prize, and it goes until December 24th. So all the way up to Christmas Eve, Rep Fitness is giving away prizes on their Instagram. So what you want to do is go to Rep Fitness on Instagram, and the grand finale is a chance to win $3,500 towards creating your dream power rack build. So this is an opportunity. I mean, to be honest with you, it's free. So why not? All right. All you got to do is do that. Now you click enter now and you fill out the form, and there you go. So just click that, click this form right here, click enter now, and then fill it out. And the grand prize winner gets a $3,500 gift card to Rep Fitness, and then you can just start spending away. Now, I will caution you that $3,500. That sounds great, but let's see where $3,500 will take you. So let's see. Let's go with the rack builder. All right. Let's do that. This is a nice little thought experiment, because I'm all about truth in advertising, right? So let's go. You guys help me. We're going to build a rack together. So let's choose our configuration. Are we going to go, do you want to go Aries 2.0 or Athena? All right. Tell me in the comments if you guys want. If you don't pick, I'm just going to pick one randomly. All right. We're going through the rack builder right now. Yes, that's right. We're doing this live. Okay. Going once, going twice. All right, I'm picking. All right, so build my Aries 2.0. All right, so $27.99.99. All right, so Aries plus rack. Boom. Aries plus rack, you're already at $39.99.92. So let's just stop right there. So I don't mean to rain on anyone's parade. That $3,500 is not going to go as far as you think it will. But hey, it is always better to have than to not have. So go ahead and fill out the dang form for 12 days of Liftmas and see if you can't win some for yourself. Oh no, we have got a celebrity in the building. Big Money Sonny. Big Money Sonny. What's good? What's good, man? Hey, look. HTTR, baby. You know the deal. You know the vibes. Hey, let me see. Take a second here. See that right there, Sonny? You see that? You see that? HTTR all day, every day. Appreciate you being here, man. Sonny is he started the Cherry Squad Discord, for those of you who don't know. And that is where you don't have to be a Washington Commanders fan like I am, but it would behoove you to be one. But that is a great place to gather to talk football. We talk football. We talk. There's some people in there who talk hockey. They talk. There's one person who talks sustainable living. It's a really cool Discord. We get in there and we have a good time. So I'm a member of that Discord. And honestly, it kind of takes me away from the the home gym stuff. Get my mind a break a little bit. So there you go. Hey, Sonny. So yeah, I'll go ahead. In fact, Sonny, if you want to invite anybody, if you want to throw the Discord invite link in here, you go ahead, and that way everybody, if they want to join the Cherry Squad, they're welcome to. I'm fine with you doing that. Sonny said, "You live? Let's get it, man. What you doing awake? You must be at home." Sonny's from New York, but he lives on the West Coast, so you must be at home. There ain't no dang way that you up 3 o'clock in the morning watching my show. All right. And Carlos said, "That's an awesome hoodie." My man, you like this? You like that? You see what I got going on right here? Hey, man, I told you, y'all need to stop sleeping on Etsy. Y'all need to stop sleeping on Etsy. That's the place to go. I like having stuff that's a little bit different. You know what I mean? It's part of my swag, man. It's part of my swag. All right, so let's move on now. Last thing, and then we're going to jump into Recliner Rage before we bring our guest on. So I'm going to be doing an end of the year wrap up of my favorite products from 2024. It's going to be everything that my wife and I have reviewed in the past year. And we don't do reviews of stuff that we haven't used. So I don't do like reviews of I see that something came out and then I just talk about, whether I like the idea of it. I don't do that. I do reviews of, no shade to the people who do. I'm just saying that's just not what we do. So when we do the end of the year wrap up, it's going to be a wrap up of everything that my wife and I have personally used. And it's going to be, we'll tell you once again, thumbs up, thumbs down, especially since by this time we've had most of this stuff for several months. So we can tell you whether we still like it or not. So that video is going to be dropping on either the Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know yet. But it's going to be between Christmas and New Year's. So, so you guys can watch out for that. Okay. All right. Where can we get it? Wouldn't you like to know? If I get enough interest in these, it's like anything, man. I'm not into like the big merch thing, but just like anything else, if we get enough interest in these hoodies, Garage and Life hoodies, I will definitely make them available. And thanks to Jared, we are working on our Shopify store. Jared Martin, we are working on our Shopify store. So stay tuned. Coming in 2025, there'll be a Shopify store so you guys can grab stuff. All right. Look, there's 400 of you watching. I'm sorry. There are 406 of you watching. I need you to hit the like button and hit subscribe for me. All right. We're not going to hit 50,000 subscribers without your help. So do that for me. And that will potentially keep me from all of the rage that I feel all of the time. Because, every time I think that it's sweet, all of a sudden, some home gym product betrays me, and that's what puts me in the Recliner Rage. So it is now time for y'all's favorite segment, because you like to laugh at my pain. It's time for Recliner of Rage. It's the Recliner of Rage.
It's the Recliner of Rage, because he's not happy.
I am 1,000% not happy, okay? So today's Recliner of Rage is dedicated to the customer service department at Visp. You're like, what? Visp, the people who make this shaker bottle. All right, so this is a shaker, and what I like about it, I'll talk about the good stuff first. What I like about it is, let me turn right there. All right, look at this. Man, that's amazing, all right? I can mix stuff up when I'm driving down the road. Especially if I'm pressed for time, I throw my post-workout stuff in there, and then driving down the road, doing, get my day going, and it mixes up just like that. It's good, nice and frothy. I have made coffee in it, but as you guys can see, I'm having problems opening it because I dropped the thing. Let's see right here. You see that? See how the lip right there? This actually supposed to come all the way down here, so it's easy to flip it up and open it, right? And I was hand washing it. I was taking the lid off to hand wash it per the care instructions, and the whole thing dropped. And when it dropped, it broke off this little lip right here that's supposed to make it easier for you to open up. Now, obviously, I can still use the product, but the fact of the matter is this broke. And so I said, all right, I need a new lid. So I reach out. One second. Okay. So I reached out to the customer service department at Visp. And I'm not asking for anything free. I reached out and said, hey, I want to know if I can just buy a replacement lid. Can I buy just the lid, or do I have to buy a whole new product? Because when I had my Shakespeare and the lid broke, originally they told me, what's up with me and lids, by the way? Anyway, the lid broke, and they told me I was gonna have to buy a whole new Shakespeare just to get a new lid. I was like, I ain't about to spend another $60 just for a lid. You know, y'all, you gotta relax. So I wanted to know if Visp was going to make me buy a whole new Visp, or if I could just purchase a replacement lid. That's it. You ain't gotta do all that. They said I needed to send the order number, right? My original order number. And when they looked at it, they said, oh, you're within the 1-year warranty period. We'll just send you a replacement lid. Hey, I'm all about not having to pay for something. So I'm like, heck yeah, let's go. All right. So I go ahead, I fill out everything. So that was December 2nd. Okay. All of that happened. So December 2nd, then December 3rd, they told me that I was within the 1-year warranty period. They gave me the link. And so by the end of the day, December 3rd, I had already filled out everything and submitted the link. I had to send them a video showing them what I just showed you, that the lid was broken. All right, I'm thinking good to go. December 2nd. Keep in mind what today's date is, okay? As we go through this complaint. So since then, every time I check the status, it says, we are currently preparing these items for shipping. What? What do you mean you're preparing these items for shipping? All right, you already made the lid, right? You already made the lid. So if you already made the lid, that's out of the way. Let's check that box. So the lid exists. So that means the next step in the process is to put the lid in the box. It puts the lid in the box, right? That's what's next. So the next step in the prep process is putting the lid in the box. Well, as of Monday, December 16th, I still hadn't received the lid, and I didn't have a tracking number. That's right. Remember, let's rewind. December 3rd, I submitted everything. December 3rd, I submitted everything. Okay? As of December 16th, I still didn't have a tracking number, and I definitely didn't have a lid. You know what? No, I'm not going to calm down. I still didn't have a lid. Okay. So then I emailed them again on Wednesday, December 18th. Yes, that's this week. So this past Wednesday, December 18th, I emailed them again. I said, hey, I got no lid. I got no tracking number. Quite literally. I got no lid. I got no tracking number. December 3rd, I filled out everything. I understand processing is holiday season. Sure. Okay, no problem. But December 18th, I still didn't have a lid, and I didn't have a tracking number. I'm trying to be fair. So I said, okay, I tell you what. Maybe I'm having unreasonable expectations of people as far as lids and lid processing. Because I don't work in the lid processing business. So I said, I'm going to reach out to some people across the home gym community who have experience with putting lids in boxes, and let's just see what they say. How long does it take for them to put lids in boxes? Let's go ahead. Let's check out. All right, here we go. First up, my guy, Carlos.
Looks like we got an order.
Here at Don't Mind the Uniform and Shirt Lids Emporium, we ship lids fast. You need lids? We ship lids. And you need a couple of lids. And one for you here. Let's do that. There you go, John. And let's ship right out to you, buddy. Box of lids coming your way.
Okay, so everybody follow CBS TCR on YouTube, okay? But look, that video, let's be generous and say that took a minute, okay? But you know what? Obviously, you can see by that, Carlos works in a warehouse with boxes all over the place. So that means Carlos is a lid boxing professional. Let's try somebody who doesn't just send stuff out every single day. Let's go with my guy, Jake, Garage Gym Experiment.
All right, here we go.
That was pretty quick. He even had a giant size box. All right, so that's a whole lot of packing peanuts, okay, for a lid. But nevertheless, Jake fulfilled the assignment. Look how fast he put the lid in a box. All right, let's try somebody else. I said, well, maybe, I don't remember where Visp is. So maybe the problem is that they live in a location where it's difficult to get the products and all that, and then in the boxes and all that. So I said, you know what? Let's try Kim, because he's in Alaska. There's nothing around him. So let's see how long it takes for Kim to do it.
Shaker bottle packaging competition in 3, 2, 1, go! Smooth as fat. Done. I think that was maybe 10 seconds.
10 seconds for Kim from Barbell Rescue to put a lid in a box. All right, one more. Last contestant. All right, I said, you know what? Let's get, because you see we're hitting the different regions, all right? Carlos is in Texas. Jake is in Indiana. Kim is in Alaska. And now we're going to go to Nashville, Tennessee. My guy, Rory from Roman Strength.
What's going on? Rory Ellis from Roman Strength. Here in the garage. Putting on some gloves because I'm about to pack up a shaker bottle. Now, the gloves are not completely necessary, but you know, my tape is pretty serrated here. I don't want to cut myself. So safety first, guys. But I'm going to bring you along the journey because Mr. John Reeves III asked me to do this for him. Don't really know why yet, but I'm going to find out tomorrow, or rather today when you're watching this. I'm going to show you how long this takes me to pack up this shaker bottle. Of course, you want your package to arrive. You know, let me take a sip of this first before I get rid of it. Oh, we'll hit the lock button too. We want to pack it really well. Don't want anything to break. So we'll throw that in there like that. Secure. Should be good. And then tape her shut. Set a nice little label. Warman to John G3. There you go. Let's get that out the door.
All right, so that's 1 minute and 26 seconds to mispronounce my name and put the lid, not even just the lid, but an entire shaker bottle in a box. So I tell you that again. Let's say that again. December 3rd, they told me they were sending me out a replacement lid. Yesterday, December 19th, they finally promised to give me a tracking number today. So the email says, we're going to give you a tracking number today. In fact, let's just go. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to search for this thing because I'm going to actually order updated. Okay, scroll down. Okay. Let's see here. We're going to share the screen because this is absolutely ridiculous. Order updated. All right. Hi, John. We hope you're enjoying the holiday season. We want to let you know your order is being processed. Processed? What do you mean it's being processed? It should have been processed on December 4th or 5th. Anyway, we want to let you know your order is being processed. And first thing tomorrow morning, that will be today, okay? So it's officially tomorrow morning right now. We'll provide you with a tracking number. The order is being processed. Tomorrow we'll give you a tracking number. The fact that they don't have a tracking number yet tells me they haven't shipped it. They haven't shipped it. Since December 3rd, they got my lid. They haven't shipped it. The part that enrages me the most about this entire thing is they include the words, P.S. Don't forget to add the liquids before the powders for the best results. So I'm going to ask you guys a question as we close this segment out. What does that have to do with my broken lid that I don't have yet that you promised to send me? What does not adding powder before the liquid have to do with sending me my broken lid replacement? No, sending me my replacement for my broken lid. Actually, to be honest with you, if they had actually sent me a broken lid and I got it, I still would be like, well, man, they sent me a broken lid. This was, I'd be mad, okay? But I wouldn't be as mad as you telling me that it's taken you over 10 days to put a lid in a box and send it to my address that you already have because you sent me not one but two different Visps. When my wife bought one and when I bought one, and we paid full price. I was actually contemplating buying Visp for family members. Like, hey, they're like, because people see me using the thing, they're like, oh man, that's kind of cool. And I'm like, hey, man, I'll get you one. All right. I was on the verge of doing that until I realized how long it takes for them to put a lid in a box. Okay. The Recliner of Rage has been sponsored all year by Freedom Fitness Equipment, the only place to get Garage and Life banners. There's no need for you to be in the Recliner of Rage. If you just reach out to Freedom Fitness Equipment at freedomfitnessequipment.com, tell them what your needs are, and they will hook you up, get you the things that you need so that you can have the best gym in town right there in your home. And if somebody just, you know what I want y'all to do? As you drive down the road, if you happen to see FedEx, UPS, or the post office, just randomly just stop and ask him, hey, man, you got John's lid? Because I don't know where it is. I want my lid. I want my lid. That's all I got to say about that. I want my lid. This is ridiculous. All right, let's check your comments. So I'm sure you guys are having a good time laughing at my pain. And then we're going to bring on our guest after we say what's up to the Central Time Zone. Jared says, dude is out of breath from a sick lifting session. Potentially. I think your jokes, Carlos. What's up, Drawn? Carlos said, I'm out of breath in most of my unboxing videos. Sonny, hey, says, yo, John, I'm so happy to see you grow. I see how you've been moving. Mad salutes, my good brother. Hey, I appreciate you, Sonny. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Carlos said, hold up, wait a minute. Something ain't right. It dang sure ain't right. How you going to take from December 3rd to December 19th to give somebody a tracking number? Here's Kurt. So he sounds like a little boy from a Christmas Story when his Dakota ring simply said to don't forget to drink your Ovaltine. Dude, I'm telling you, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Says no lid life. Now, I mean, I'm glad I can still use the product, but it's annoying. It's just annoying, man. Drawn G3. I'm going to go over to Rory's and just have him practice saying my name for like an hour straight. Anyway, hey, what's up to the Central Time Zone? Thank you guys for getting up way too early with Garage Gym Life. You are checking in at exactly the right time because I'm about to be joined by the awesome and amazing Emily Samuel. She's already backstage. She's giving me the eye like, hey, you better hurry up and bring me on for my segment. Do you not know who I am? All right, I promise I'm coming in a sec. I'm coming to you in a second. But first, I got to say what's up to everybody who is checking out the show right now. Thank you for getting up way too early with Garage Gym Life. Do me a favor and hit that like button, hit subscribe. Help me hit 50,000 subscribers. I'm going to say it multiple times until we get to 50,000 subscribers. So if you want me to stop saying it, just help me get to 50,000 subscribers. Hit subscribe, and then you won't have to hear me ask you anymore. All right, but I really do need you guys' help. This show and this channel grow because of you guys liking, subscribing, and sharing the video. So keep on doing what you're doing. Thank you so much. We got 412 people watching live right now, and that is because you guys are sharing this content out to them. All right, so I appreciate you guys so much. All right, now that we've said good morning to the Central Time Zone, it is time to bring on our guest of the day. This is going to be our only guest of the day as a reminder. So you guys make sure that don't be silent in the chat. Make sure you bring your questions for her, all right? So everybody show your love for Emily. So
hello, how are you? Good morning.
I'm good. Thank you for joining us. Do me a favor, turn your phone sideways so that way. Oh, no, that's cool. It's just
Is this better?
Yeah, you got to turn the auto rotate back on.
Sorry, I'm not the best with technology, to be honest. Here we
That's
go. Is that better?
Bam, there you go.
There
the
we
reason I
go.
do that is because periodically, as you're talking, I'm going to do things like this.
Oh, okay,
All
I like
right,
that.
and so I want it to look right because people are watching this show on their there are people watching on their TVs. We have at least one guy who's in his home gym right now working out. And
awesome.
he's got it up on his he's got it up on the screen in his home gym, so it just looks better if it's sideways. All right, I appreciate you joining me. Thank you for
I'm so excited about this. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh well, first of all, we got one comment already. Said, "Welcome to the show, Emily," and that's from my guy Carlos. I want to tell
Thank you, Carlos.
Carlos is the dopest dude ever because he subscribes and follows everybody. So let's go ahead and give him somebody to add you to the list of people that he can subscribe to. I think I got it over here somewhere. Right there. Bam. All right. Everybody follow at Emily with 2 Y's _fitness on Instagram. Do that. Go ahead and do that right now. You got a huge Instagram following.
Thank you.
That obviously the content is dope. So you guys go ahead and follow her. You're not going to be disappointed. And then you also, when you guys follow Emily on Instagram, you'll also see in her bio the link to follow the Booty Box. So go ahead and follow that as well and get that to grow so you guys can see Booty Box platform specific content. All right. And I got Eric. I was just about to give you your flowers, man. Eric didn't even wait for me to say thank you, but hey, I'm giving you the thing. So Eric actually is the person, he originally reached out to me and said, hey, I've been talking to her and Jake just interviewed her and I think she'd be a good fit for the show. So that's when I started checking out your stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is good. And then I sent you the email and that's how you arrived here. So
yes. Thank you for that connection, Eric.
Oh, yeah, Eric is the man. So I really do appreciate it. And I wanted to make sure I said something because the viewers of this show are what make this show go. Okay, so people coming on here with their questions or comments and then doing stuff like that, that's what makes the show work. So I appreciate it. Now,
love it.
I sent you some questions.
Yes, you did.
It's hilarious because I sent it to you and then I clicked on it and when I was doing the show prep this morning, I kept on clicking it and opening it and I kept thinking I was opening the wrong one because I prepared. So I do the questions ahead of time as much as possible because my time is so compressed. So what I do is are you familiar with batching?
No.
All right. So batching is basically, let's say when you have time, you do as much stuff as you can.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
all right. I do as much as I can, right? So I had time, and so I did the questions for you and the questions for Jetter Lewis from last week, and I did and then a couple other people. I did them all the same day, right?
Oh, there you go. Nice.
And so when I went to go open the questions for you, it said Jetter Lewis up at the top. I was like,
you're like, oh no.
Yeah, so then I was like, did I send her Jetter's questions? I was like, it couldn't have been because she said the questions were good.
Yeah, no, they were great. You very thoroughly researched, you did a great job.
But here's what's funny, right? Because you were like, yeah, the questions are so thought-provoking, right? And I was like, well, then I'm like, did I send her Jetter's questions? Because I'm like, yeah, I bet it was thought-provoking. Because you're like, I don't have a pec tear. I can tear my pec in the competition. What are you talking about?
Imagine.
You really got me thinking. So anyway, all right. So let's go ahead and dive right into the questions. So as I was preparing for this, I mentioned your interview with Jake from Garage Gym Radio, and I'll link that interview in the description for this one so people can check it out because it's really good. But you said to him that something about you being the first female to create a fitness product, and I was like, really? So because I started thinking like all these other female influencers and fitness people, I was like, none of them. Oh wait, okay. She's right. Okay, you're the first one to actually create.
Yes,
not
like
endorse,
invent something.
Yeah, not to endorse, not to just be like a tie. Like they show you a thing, you're like, oh, I really like this, and I'll attach my name to it. No, you actually created a product, right?
Yes.
So
sir.
that is what led me to the thing I said about Tira Johansson.
I thought that was so cool because I didn't know who she was, and I did my own research on it, and I thought it was fascinating.
So that was the first time you found out about her and Eleiko and everything else like that?
Yes, totally. And at first I was like, did I just make myself look like an a-hole because I basically was like, I'm the first girl to do this, and apparently I wasn't. But I realized that the barbell was already invented. It was already created product, but she basically like just made it a million times better and really branded herself and knew how to market and brand herself. And she did an incredible job. Obviously added the whole like waffle patch, I think it was called, because it was originally a waffle maker. If I read that correctly, she originally did waffle makers.
Yeah, Eleiko used to make waffle irons.
Yeah, waffle irons. Sorry, yes.
So what happened is the bars basically the reason why she got involved is basically barbells would never last the entire meet. So you'd have barbells for these weightlifting meets like the Olympics or whatever else, and they would always break. You would never have the same bar. And so Eleiko had the manufacturing stuff in place. And so she says, hey, let's go ahead and let's make a bar that'll last the entire meet.
Yep,
right?
That's so cool.
And then as in innovation, they put knurling on barbells. So we wouldn't have knurling on the bars
if it weren't for her.
And
that's
they used the waffle pattern because they made waffles. And that's how they got. I was like, oh, this is exactly. So everybody I tell that story to or who finds out the story is always like, oh, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But to put it in perspective, that's you now.
I'm
how does that feel? Let's just go with that. How does that feel?
It's cool. It's very groundbreaking. I feel like you walk into a gym, especially females, and mostly females are like, I want to do butt and leg exercises. And if you go through all of them, most of them have been made by men. Like, for example, Brett Contrast. Sorry, I'm seeing all my dog. For example, Brett,
did you say that's your dog in the background?
Yeah, my dogs were growling.
I can't even hear it.
Oh, sorry. Okay, good.
I can't even hear him.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
Where was I?
So you're talking about Brett Contreras?
Yes. So he has made like obviously a lot of booty stuff, and there's always these, the booty builder company, like that's all made by men. And I was like, why is nothing made by a woman? And to be honest, that was actually my second thought, because my first real initial reason why I came out with this is because there was just a need for it. Like at the time I was having long nails, and I was sick of taking my plates and then stacking them on top of each other and like breaking my nails. And then sometimes I would stand on top of the plates and they would slide underneath me. And I was like, I can't put my celebrity clients on here. Like, it's just not, it's sketchy. Like, I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel like it's safe. And I just feel like there's a much better way to do this. So I was like, let's simplify this. And at the time, I did not have much money, and I was building out my home gym, and I was like, I need to do this on a tight budget, and I don't have much space. What am I going to do? A lot of equipment at the time I couldn't afford. I couldn't afford anything over $1,000. Yeah, there it is. So I couldn't afford anything like crazy. So I was like, you know what? Let me like just call up one of my friends, and I know he like works with wood. I'm like, I'm going to draw this out for him and see if he could just like make this for me. He ended up making it for me. And I was like, all right, let's add this metal piece in the center so I can do hip thrusts and Bulgarian split squats. And then I was like, you know what? Let's add pegs on the inside so we can do banded resistance kettlebell stuff. You know what I mean? So I really just wanted to make something that was great for people with small spaces and on a tight budget, and just want something that's very multifunctional, multi-purpose, and good for all genders, ages, and fitness levels.
So you mentioned, actually, I've got so many questions that just based on what you just said right there. But let's begin with, I've done the thing, because that right there is not exactly it, but one of the best assistance exercises for sumo deadlifting is a sumo deficit pull, right?
Totally.
And it's very difficult to do that without basically setting up something that's extremely sketchy, right?
Exactly.
As you were saying, like, you can stack bumper plates. I've done it where I've stacked up. I don't have flyo boxes here,
Yeah.
so we use like a tire.
Yeah.
So,
There you
but
go.
it's
That
only
works.
one. Yeah, but it's one tire, and I tried doing it with the tire. The problem is that the tire folds inward.
Yes, it does.
So
Yes.
so whenever you start getting a bunch of weight, it's like it starts to fold inward. So now you're not it's still, it's whatever, but you're not replicating the exact movement.
Exactly.
And so I think that what you said about it being safe and a stable platform is exactly why I saw this and I said, oh, I like this. This works. This makes sense, complete sense to me immediately.
Thank you.
Especially as someone who deadlift sumo. That's my primary way of deadlifting, right? And so that makes a ton of sense to me. So then my question is, like, how close does this look to the very first thing that he brought over when you're like, hey, can you make me a thing, right?
So imagine that literally just made of wood without the metal part and without the handles on the sides.
So basically
Literally
two boxes.
just two boxes that like had like a little like thing connecting them to the side. That's it.
Okay.
That's all this was. And I was like, you know what? Like, I love booty stuff. This is one of my favorite movements, like deficit anything, deficit squats, deficit deadlifts, like deficit whatever. I love that vibe. And I really wanted to just have like a really easy, affordable way of doing that. And the wood was cool. And we decided, I was like, I don't like the tops. I feel like I'm slipping on the wood. So we decided to cut up a piece of floor mat and put it on top of each part of the wood.
Okay.
So I didn't slide. So that came second. And then also I had my friend learn how to like work with metal, and he made that metal part himself. And I just ordered a barbell pad off of.
So hold on, let's stop right there. So you basically just calling this dude, say, hey, now I need you to learn how to weld.
I swear to God, yeah, and he did it. I swear to God, yeah.
He's like, okay, sure. And he's
Yes.
like, do you just do your friends they just like, oh, that's just Emily. They just accustomed to you just randomly calling them and say, hey, you know how to build a car?
I don't call in for many favors. So when I do, I think ever. So I think when I do, someone's like, and to be fair, what Kevin got in return for that is he's getting half of my licensing agreement. He's getting half of my 5%.
Shout out to Kevin. Oh, there you go. Okay.
So he
we don't feel sorry for Kevin
nice.
anymore.
Yeah, this wasn't
Kevin's
just a favor. I don't like ask for things for free. And I'm like, it's not going to be for free. You will be compensated for your time. And because at first I thought he was going to be making them and we were just going to sell them.
Well, you were making sales already, right?
Yeah, like I was like, let me just like for, funs and giggles, like, let me just see what happens if I put this on Facebook Market. We were getting hit up like crazy. People started bootlegging them and making their own fake booty boxes and putting them on Facebook Market and selling fake booty boxes. And I was like, okay, we have something here. And that's when I went to Peter, and that's when I was like, help me.
That's actually, it's one of those things where you, I say it like, that your product is a good idea when people start copying it.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like if nobody copies your product, right, you might want to take another look at it like, is there something wrong? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's somebody in the starting blocks in China ready to knock you off.
Totally.
At this, actually, and let me not throw shade to just China, because there are people who will knock you off here in America, and most of them are on Etsy. Okay,
totally.
They will knock
so
off your product, whatever. Yeah, so that's like. So when you saw that, did you say, did you get mad, or did you say, oh, now I know we got something?
Oh, I got pissed. I am like I work very hard for what's mine. If you try to take that, like, I don't play around. Like, I work so hard, and I built everything myself. Nothing was handed to me. I work my butt off. So, and this was something that I was so proud of. So at first, I just got very angry, and I was like, I was also raised by lawyers, and so the first thing I did was write a cease and assist and got that drafted and like, hey, what's your address? Would love to send you a free booty box, and sent the cease and assist.
Oh, that's savage. Okay.
And yeah, so that was fun. But yeah, and then that's kind of when I realized I was like, I have something good, and then I was scared to post about it for a little bit, especially on my platform. I was like, if someone on Facebook Market's gonna steal this from me, if I post this on Instagram, someone's gonna steal this from me. So keeping it a secret for a little while was probably the hardest part, because I didn't want anyone taking it from me. And then we had the patent stuff
Okay.
getting done, and I had to wait for that to go through, and in order for me to feel comfortable, releasing it. So that's kind of
Right.
what we did. We waited
I
for
was
that
gonna
to
ask
go
you that.
through. And-
I was gonna ask you that. Like, did you already have a patent? Because we have people who are watching right now who are inventors. So we got like Matthew Porter is an inventor. Eric from Carbs Gym, he's not an inventor, but he's got like products. He's got T-shirts and merch and stuff like that. So we got some people watching who are in that space, and also Michael Vaudrey and his wife.
Wow.
So they, so that's one of the reasons I wanted to do this, because I always like to, like, they always say, like, it's a cliche because it's true, right? Something doesn't become a cliche if it's not true.
Totally.
And it's like, so success leaves clues. So you want to walk in the footprints of the people who have been that way before.
Couldn't agree more. Mhm.
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why I like to bring people on who have created products, because then other people watching the interview can say, oh, that's a good idea. I can do that.
Or like
whatever.
learn from my mistakes, because I can also tell you a million things what not to do, so you don't waste your time in this process too. So.
Actually, let's go ahead and that actually goes with a question I had later on. So we're gonna make sure we talk about, like, let's say lessons learned. You could say come back circle. If I were to do this all over again, what would I do differently? So we can do that.
Oh my God. Everything.
Now you mentioned that you weren't sure that men would accept the name Booty Box Platform. So you reached out to your coach and some other men who you trusted, right? But you mentioned Brett Contreras. Was it a deliberate attempt to avoid confusion with the stuff that Brett Contreras puts out? Because all of his stuff is the glute this, the glute that, right?
Yes.
So is that why you went with Booty Box?
Exactly. Because if I couldn't use the word glute because it's too close to Brett, I was like, you know what? Booty Box sounds catchy. And I called up like my friend Reinhard, who is the most, if you guys need at-home workouts, he is incredible. He is very functional training. His name's at Rain Train on Instagram, or just look up Reinhard Nell. He's incredible. He gives a lot of great workouts. But so I called him up, and he looks like a Viking, and I'm like, if he's down to buy one, then like I don't care what anyone else thinks. So I call him up. I'm like, hey, if you really like this product, and it was called Booty Box, and it was a great piece of workout equipment, but it was called Booty Box, would it make you feel any kind of way, like less manly or whatever, like buying it? And he was like, no, not at all. I don't care. He's like, if it's a good product, I'm going to use it. I don't care what it's called. And I was like, great, sounds good. And that was the end of the conversation. I never thought twice about it again after that.
Okay. So, with that being said, I mentioned, well, there you go. Voice vote. There's Joyce. I was talking about Michael, and this is his wife, Joyce. And the cool thing, part of the reason why I'm glad you're here, Joyce, is I just saw Eric's comment. Can you see the comments in the live chat?
I just saw the Joyce one. I can't see the other one right now.
Okay, so if you click, there's a there should be a thing where so you can see like the live chat. You can see like the live chat, and you'll see Eric's comment. Eric, I'm gonna pull that up.
I love that.
I'll pull that up in a second. But yeah, so the reason why I'm glad that Joyce is checking this out is because Joyce has made some really timely comments in the past about how there's so many products that they'll say are for women, but they're really a product for a dude, and they just make it pink. Yeah. And she's like, just as a paraphrase, she said, you've got to do more than just make it pink for it to be female friendly, right?
That's so true.
And so I love that you're here, Joyce. So if you got any questions about the Booty Box platform, and actually, let me do a better job of this. I'm going to show what this gadget looks like by pulling up the Booty Box by French Sport. There's right there. The link to get this is already in the show description. So if you guys want it, just go on over there. So this is the product right there, and I love that it's multifunctional. Mm-hmm. The question I have though, and maybe it says it in here, but how much space does this thing take up? Because
less than a yoga mat.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. So I see the dimensions. So it's like 46 by 17 by 20. So you tell, you know what? It looks, so when you look at it from this angle here, it looks bigger than it is. if that
I'm
makes
also
sense.
5'2". I'm like a midget, so I think everything looks bigger next to me too. So
No, what I mean is like it looks like those are. So, for example, it looks like those are like basically like the boxes are they squares or are they like more rectangles?
no, there's the square. They're perfect squares, I think. Pretty basically perfect squares, I think. Maybe a little bit rectangle.
Okay,
But
so it just looks like it's just like it comes out like it's got more depth, I guess is what I'm trying to say, from front to back, as opposed to you saying is like it takes up less space than a yoga mat. I'm like, oh wow, that's. I mean, my wife's yoga mat is okay. For the sake of anybody who's watching this who doesn't have a yoga mat, you got like a yoga mat is roughly half of a stall mat square, roughly that. So you're looking at maybe half a stall mat, right? So yeah, I was just like, that's small. All right. Because that was the biggest concern for me and maybe for people watching is like, well, do I have room for that in my home gym?
yeah. And
But
also
this,
the cool thing about it, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but the top actually comes off and acts as a storage space too. So if you have like weights or kettlebells that you need to store, you can easily hide them in there too, which is cool. And also if you ever want to, you can also store it upright and like put it
oh,
against the wall.
okay, let's go back to here. So are there any pictures on this showing it in storage position?
Not in storage position, no, because most people I think would keep it like that. But if you're really struggling for space, you can put it upright and sideways. And then the
Oh, you got
middle
my
part,
attention now.
yeah, the middle part easily comes off.
Okay, so you mentioned it as a storage thing. You said the middle part comes up. Okay, I see that.
Yeah,
So we can
and
kind
then
of see that
also
right there.
that top part will act as a heel elevation platform. So you put that basically in the alley of like the booty box, and you put it on top, and it has like pegs on it, so it's see right there. That's the
Okay.
top of the booty box platform, and then you put it there to create heel elevated stuff. And we've tested obviously the weight; you can withstand a ridiculous amount of weight. So
This could replace not just it could replace multiple things. So for one, so from my perspective, it would replace that sketchy setup of having like two benches side by side to try to do the sumo deficit deadlift.
Totally.
And then it also you can do Bulgarian split squats on it. If I could actually get to there we go, right there. You can do Bulgarian split squats on it. So that replaces that. I guess most people watching this will probably have like an attachment that they will put on their power rack, but it replaces the need for that. Then you've also got what you were saying about the elevated heel thing.
Yes.
So now you don't need to have a slant board, which is huge because I've got a slant board that is it's from Exponent Edge, but it's multiple, basically it's like a calf raise block, adjustable calf raise block. But I know a lot of people have those slant boards where there's like 75 different heights. So you've got like this, okay, maybe that's a little bit hyperbole, but there's at least like 3 or 4 different heights. Angles, so this, right, yeah. So this one would replace that. Is that adjustable for angles?
Not really. You can kind of keep it at that angle, but what I do is I also like take that whole top off and I'll put it down, and like, you know how people do like deficit reverse lunges like off of a plate? I'll use that if you don't have a plate with you, which I'm sure you guys do in your home gym, but like, let's say you're a cute little girl in your apartment and don't have one. If you live in an apartment in New York, then that's another alternative to use that instead of a plate on the ground for heel elevation. But they don't show that actually for some reason, but that's another thing that you can do with it. But yeah, the middle part's really easily adjustable too. It's easily, pull it in, put it back out.
Let's do another angle here. Yeah, I like that. And so, yeah, you can go ahead and while we're on the topic, you go ahead and you kind of talk through this if there's anything else on the other features. Like I like that. So right there, that section right there to use for Bulgarian split squats is this. Talk about what sort of cover is that on that? Is that leather? What is it covering?
I don't think it's leather. I wish I actually knew what that was. I don't know the exact material of it, but it's really thick. It's very, very thick. It's much thicker than a normal barbell pad. It's basically like the same material you would feel in like a hamstring curl machine.
Okay. And the reason I asked about that is for people who may have their gym outside. So maybe somebody like works out on their balcony or something like that. That's true. So I always think about like the full spectrum
we keep it outside at Lift ATX, and it's been great.
Okay.
Which is a gym out here, and it's held up great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So So I mean, that's Texas. You guys get ice storms every few years or so. So, you know, periodically it rains, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so let me stop screen sharing right there. All right, we've got some comments in here. Let's go to that first one. I said I was going to talk about that just because it's hilarious. So Eric says I need to man up and get one. I have an innie for a butt. So while I cannot comment on Eric's butt dimensions in any way at all, although I have seen him in person, I don't remember what your butt looks like at all, Eric. Sorry, just wasn't on my list of things to check out. But but I will say that from an athletic standpoint, it's not just about, you know, filling out genes or whatever, developing your rear end. I mean, it builds punching power. It builds strength in the squat. So if your squat isn't moving, and your butt is flat, potentially there is a connection. But also your deadlift, a lot of athletic things. So yeah, I think like the main thing for me that was stopping me from pulling the trigger on getting it is I thought it took up too much space, because my space is at a premium. I'm like a lot of home gym owners. We're like, I don't have space for all that, you know, this thing here. What's been the response from the powerlifting community?
It's so funny because I like obviously know about training but I never really thought about pitching it to the powerlifting community. I was really focused on the people with, you know, just I train a lot of females, so people just with at-home gyms, minimal spaces, don't have a crazy budget, I've lived in California and lived in New York, and there was no way I could have an actual gym set up. So that would be like the only thing that I would buy, since it's so multifunctional, and bands and like a couple kettlebells. That's the only thing that I would have space for. But yeah, so basically,
you talking about you think that you wouldn't have space for a home gym if you lived in an apartment?
No, I mean, I didn't. I was living in
you did. Well, yeah, but you also worked at the dog pound, so there's that too.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yes.
yeah. Okay. I think, you know, and the only reason I said that is because, like, I know so many people who have home gyms in their apartment. Now, there are some people who are extreme. Like, I know one woman who replaced her dining room with a home gym.
Yeah, me too.
I'm like, okay, we've gone a little too far.
My friend Kara. My friend Kara did that. She's incredible.
I was just like, seriously? So where do you eat? But then I was like, well, I guess there are a lot of people who don't ever use their dining room. So I was like, well, why not? Yeah. I know a guy moved to Singapore. I don't know if you ever heard of the White Box in Dubai, but it's a garage gym in Dubai. Oh, wow. That's cool. And so he's had a bunch of different people swing by there, but then his job made him transfer to Singapore for like a year, for multiple years. So he's like, well, I got to leave all this stuff behind. Yeah. So he went and got, coincidentally enough, he contacted Lyco and got a gym setup that he put on his balcony.
Wow.
So cool. So I'll put the gym tour for that. So his gym tour is on my channel, but so he's got all his gym stuff is set up on his balcony.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I always think about how to get products like yours to kind of maximize your space, because when you got a garage, you kind of like are just buying stuff to, you know, whatever. But when you're in an apartment, like Carlos, for example, brother, he's got an apartment, right? His home gym is an apartment. So if you're bringing something into that environment, it's like, hey, this has got to fit. And it's got to do multiple things. So exactly. I absolutely love that. I'm telling you, the space thing was like the game changer for me. So once you say, oh, well, yeah, it's the size of a yoga mat. Wait, you saw it? I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, it's small. It's really not that big. It's literally, it takes up less space than a yoga mat. And like I said, if you want, you can store it vertically and then just take the little middle piece off and put it next to it, flush against the wall. And it literally just would take up just like little couple cubic square feet and then up, and that's it. So there's plenty of space for it. Yeah, which like any apartment that I've ever lived in, and I lived in multiple places, Astoria, Queens, like literally the tiniest apartment you can ever imagine in New York City, 2-bedroom apartment with 4 people. Like I lived in the tiniest spaces, and that would have been my go-to buy for every
That would
single
have
one of those
replaced just about
phases.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, if I cared about like working on, my lower body from home. So that's what I would
Got you.
do.
Oh, nice. All right. So let's see here. So Joyce said, thank you. Good summary about when I said about you can it's more than just making something pink.
True.
And she says, welcome, Emily.
Thank you.
She says, you're tiny.
Yes.
She has a request. She says, you need to tell Peter next time to set up the photo shoot with a better contrasting background.
Yes,
So it's
ma'am.
easier for, I guess
People
I
to see
can
it.
see that because then you can see the, if it was a light background, you'd be able to see the booty box because it's black on a black background.
Yeah,
But
I
I
agree.
get it. Yeah, we'll just blame Peter.
And blame Peter.
Carlos said, way to go, Emily. You representing the shorties of the world. We're awesome.
Woo!
Eric says, upright storage for the win.
Mhm.
And my guy, Home Gym Physique. So he is very, very discerning. He does reviews and things like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing like his responsible stuff.
Me too.
And Eric has a question. He wants to know if that setup works for hip thrusts.
Absolutely. Yes, I do hip thrusts off of it all the time. I push it against the wall and I will do barbell hip thrusts. I do dumbbell hip thrusts. I do it all. Yeah. So in all my videos, you can go see. It's actually awesome.
Okay.
It's great for hip thrusts.
He said my squat is awful. I think that's the culprit. I'm gonna tell you, yeah, that's likely.
You got sleepy glutes probably.
Yeah, you need to wake your glutes up, right? And Joyce said a strong booty helps support your lower back.
Amen.
Let's see here. And Home Gym Physique says supposedly activating and training your glutes can lead to better knee health.
Yep.
I can see that. If you got any link in the if you got a link in the chain that's screwed up somewhere, it's gonna find a place where it'll express it
somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah, and your body will express that to you. My guy Dennis, shout out to the West Coast, man. Why are you up so early again, Dennis?
Good morning.
Hey, it's like what 4 o'clock, maybe 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, dude, I appreciate you jumping in here. Dennis is my dude. All right, he's gonna be on here in January, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, Dennis is my guy. All right, so let's see here. So I mentioned Peter Keller.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's Peter's an awesome dude in my opinion. Does a lot for the home gym community. Got a lot of respect for him. But I reached out to him and I asked him to give me a quote that encapsulates what your product could mean for the home gym community or the home workout community. That's not the same thing. The home workout community and the home gym community aren't necessarily the same thing. And he said, here's what he said. Emily has done an incredible job with the booty box. It's a smart, focused solution that empowers people to get effective lower body workouts at home without needing a ton of space or expensive equipment. It's the kind of product that bridges the gap between professional gym quality and everyday home fitness, which is exactly what the home gym community needs right now. So take a second and just react to this statement, especially since you said Peter made you wait before he actually pulled the trigger on the product. So first of all, how does hearing that, I know you got to read it when I sent you the questions, but how does hearing those words spoken out loud, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel really good because he actually never directly said anything like that to me. And when he made me wait really long, I thought that he was second guessing the product. I know he had a lot of stuff going on, but a part of my, insecurity was, I was like, maybe he doesn't think it's good enough. And I'm just very hard on myself. So I kind of get in my head about things. And I was like, maybe he doesn't think it's good enough. And I was like, but there's such a demand for it. Like, I need to show him that, like, people are needing this and he's going to be losing a lot of money and a lot of, this is great. It's like being the founder of Google for fitness equipment. You know what I mean? This is going to be huge and I don't want him to miss out on this. And I would literally just, anytime someone on my Instagram would say, hey, like, can I get that box from? I would literally tag Fringe Fort and Peter Keller, call them out and be like, hey, like, they'll be ready soon. And I was hoping that would kind of like put a little bit of like a fire under his butt. And, but I know he had a lot going on. I know he's so busy, he's so successful and he has accomplished so much and he runs an incredible, supplying facility out here. He's great. And I have nothing but respect for him. And I could have worked with another company and I decided not to because me and him made an agreement that we would work on this together and to move forward. And I was like, you know what, it doesn't matter how long I have to wait, everything's about timing. So I did wait as long as I could. And then we were talking, you mentioned earlier, like, you know, if there's any regrets or anything. And this is something that I do regret, is I had someone come into my life at a certain point during this while I was in my waiting period, and they were just in my ear, like, I can make it better. I could, you know, really mass produce these things, like, and it's going to be made in the US and you don't have to worry about the China quality. I'm like, quality is great. I ordered stuff from Fringe before and I've loved everything that I've ever had.
Right.
And they just got in my ear and they're like, you're sleeping on all this money. Look how much you're missing out on. And I was like, all right, let's give it a try. Let's see, let's see what you got. So I let this person, because Kevin, you know, he taught himself how to woodwork. He wasn't at the capacity to like mass produce these things. And so we thought
Right.
this person was going to be able to do that. And they completely were not truthful at all about anything. So
No.
when I got the influencer boxes to be sent out, it took way too long. It like was a hot mess. There was parts missing. It was just so bad. It was so bad. And I was like, and I was just kicking myself in the butt. I was like, I just spent so much money on this American made stuff and I just totally screwed myself. And it is what it is. And that was a huge lesson learned. And I immediately had to basically shut that down, sell out what I did have of them, which wasn't much on the second, you know, kind of drop, which wasn't much. We sold out. And after that, I told the guy, I was like, hey, sorry, but this is not working out at all. And he agreed because I think he realized he couldn't keep up with everything. And so I was like, I just need to wait for Peter. I have to wait for Peter. I have to be patient. And that's what I did. And so I just waited and harassed him and was a psycho girlfriend type of vibe and just knocked on his door all the time. And I would literally send him texts in the morning. Good morning. It's a beautiful day to sign an NDA. Like just send him like poems about like to get on top of his stuff.
You got Peter ready to move to
swear to
Indonesia.
God,
He's like,
right?
okay, this is good enough.
Yeah, and I
That's
think he
hilarious.
just got so sick of me harassing him all the time too. I think that was part of it. And he was like, all right, I just gotta give this girl what she wants because I don't like taking no for an answer. So he was just like,
That's
all
funny
right,
right
fine.
there.
Yeah.
So Eric has promised to start smacking his butt to wake it up.
There you
Tell me
go.
as little as possible about that. Rory Ellis, morning, Jerron Green. Yeah, yeah. I forgive you, Rory. Next time I'm in Nashville, I'll see if I can swing by and not only train with you, but we can practice saying my name. And Joyce said that her husband Michael, taught himself welding in order to make his own working prototype.
That's incredible.
He's an engineer. He's got
It's
a
incredible.
product that he's working on. Actually, I met him at Home Gym Con last year. I keep saying last year. It was earlier this year,
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
feels like it was last year. You know what I mean? Anyway, so
That's
I met
awesome.
them, and yeah, I think he's got a cool product that I'm waiting to see it come out. But he and people like him are the reason why I'm so excited to be talking to you. So,
Thank you.
yeah, because I think that especially when we get to this next thing I'm going to ask you, it's like people see the end product, they see the now. Because I mean, the reality is that you're like a personality. You know, like they say, oh, this is a personality, and not just in the fitness world. I was when I was researching this, I noticed that you went to see a movie and they decided that they were going to post about it. So this is you attending the Warner in 2021. I tell people if it's on the internet and it's about you, I'm going to find it. So this is you going to the Warner Brothers premiere of Suicide Squad at Regency Village in LA.
Oh, that's
in
such
August,
a bad
right?
picture of me. But yeah,
But the fact is, it's like people look at that and they see that, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They
Yeah,
see
yeah.
the now.
No, it's cool. So with that story, the guy from Suicide Squad, he's one of the main people. His name's Joel.
Yeah.
His wife now, her name's Kelly Gale. She's a Victoria's Secret model. She was one of my clients back in Los Angeles. So I trained her to get ready for the shows, and me and her just built a really great relationship. We became really good friends. So she invited me as her guest to go. So that's how I ended up there. But yeah.
But I'm saying, like, it's like you end up, so it's like that's you on the red carpet to go to a movie premiere.
Yes.
As you mentioned, you've been to Gutter, you've been to, you've trained Olympians, you've trained Victoria's Secret models, you've got celebrity clients. You actually helped to get the Dog Pound, which is a famous gym in New York. You helped get that off and running, right?
Yes, sir.
People, they see all that. They see your articles you wrote online. There was a woman who said that multiple people, but another thing is like this woman said that you are one of her main inspirations.
That's so
And
nice.
yeah, so let's see here. Let's see if I can find out. You didn't know that?
No, I thought you were going to talk about the reality show that I was on, and that's when my heart just went into my stomach. I was like, please don't talk about that. I tried so hard. I was like, I thought you were going to bring that up. I was like, we're not going to talk about that.
So this woman, Jillian Kerwin, right?
Wow.
She said that she said, what inspires me, right? And she said, in the first name on that list, Emily Samuel, trainer at the Dog Pound, owner of Body by Emily. Because she says she says, I'm a little person, literally, meaning I have shorter arms and legs supporting an average sized body. Growing up, my doctors informed my parents I wouldn't have a flat stomach because my organs have to fit somewhere. That information has done little to determine my motto in life is height is just a number, it's not a limit. It means if I want to work for that six pack, I can, I will. So these are the people, you're one of the people who inspires her.
Oh.
The other names on the list are Tyler Peck, who's a dancer at New York City Ballet. Two-time medal-winning Olympic gymnast Alexandra Reisman.
Wow.
Allison Worrell, who's a trainer on the TLC show Big and Little. Sophia Herzog, who's a medal-winning Paralympic swimmer.
Wow.
Okay, so you're in that list of people.
That's so crazy. That's
okay.
So crazy.
However, you weren't just born this. Okay, people don't see the grind that lets you overcome your eating disorder, your legal issues that you had, the legal troubles you had early on. How did going through what you went through early in life build you into the kind of person who, as you said, doesn't take no for an answer, who's resilient and confident enough to not only hold on when the owner of French Sport makes you wait, but actually to double down and say, hey, you need this, right? It's not just that. It's not about me needing you. It's that the world needs this. Yep. Together, we need to provide this for the world because the world needs this thing. So how did the struggle build you into who you are now, the resilient person you are now?
Wow, that's a really good question. So for those of you that you guys don't know, I'm sure you don't, I am an addict and I was in rehab for over a year because I got caught doing something I wasn't supposed to be doing. And basically the judge said you have to complete rehab in order to expunge your record and all that stuff. I did not listen and I thought I was above the law and I kept faking my drug tests and trying to find ways around it. Long story short, I ended up being in jail for about a month. That obviously it was not like summer camp. It was not a fun experience, and I decided I never wanted to go back. And I like detoxed in jail and everything. It was really, really bad. And or withdrew in jail. I'd like to say that better because it was bad. Came out, and that's when I was like, I need to change my life. And I realized that I just wanted to do good for others. And I was sick of being a bad person and doing bad things. And I really wanted to I had a very much like why me mentality. Like I was put up for adoption as a kid and I was just very angry and I just like had a lot of resentment. And I think I carried that with me and I wanted to numb myself for a long time. And once I finally realized that, once you start like not being a bad person, like for example, like my boyfriend makes fun of me all the time, putting the grocery cart back where the like actual thing is, not just leaving it there, just like not littering, not taking your gum wrapper, throwing it out the window, just like every little thing. I was like, that's karma going to come back if I keep putting bad energy out into the world. So I started to change everything. I was like, I'm going to never lie again. I'm never going to like litter. I'm not going to do, anything bad. I'm going to be the best version of myself as possible. And that's when good things started happening in my life. And that's when I was like, wait a minute, I have control over this stuff. And that's when I decided I was going to take control of my life. And being raised by lawyers, when I told them that I wanted to be a personal trainer, they weren't very supportive of that whatsoever. They basically said, have fun, you're going to fall on your face and we're not going to be there to catch you because we don't believe that you should be doing this. We think that you should be doing this other thing. Basically, told them, too bad, gonna do what I want. And I became a personal trainer at Equinox. That's where I started. And then I became very good friends with this girl named Amelia Serhant, which is Ryan Serhant's wife, and he's from Million Dollar Listings. And she is the one that kind of introduced me to the dog pound when they first started opening. I
Okay.
was working 6 days a week there, 15-hour days. It wasn't even legal what I was doing, but I didn't care because it was the most incredible opportunity that I could ever fathom. I never
Right.
thought I would be anything. I was in jail. I was a drug addict. Like, I never thought I was going to be training celebrities for a living. That
Right. This is when you were
wasn't,
in the apartment with the 4 people, right?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Like I was grinding. I was so poor. When I was working at Dog Pound and then just working so much, and I would literally, because New York is very expensive, I would hop over the I shouldn't be saying this, but I would hop over the turnstiles, like in the, what are they called, the turn things in the city that you like take the subway. I would hop over them and not pay them because I was like
That's
saving
that
like
rap video stuff. You and Busta Rhymes.
I swear to God, I would jump over them because I was like, I need that
Emily's a
$4 for
thug.
lunch.
That's it. The news is out. Emily's a thug. Oh,
I needed
okay.
that like $3 to buy like a protein bar when I was at work to like eat something.
Wow.
Like it was really rough. I was roughing it for a while, and like I did not. My ego was too big to call my parents and ask them for help or anything. I mean, I knew they would say no anyway, so I was like, we're just gonna grind, and so that's what it is. It's, I think, having that New York work ethic plus the drug addict mentality of being able to wake up with $0 in your bank account and figuring out a way to make enough money to pick up your drugs, like having that mentality and putting that towards something positive, it's a superpower. Truly, I think being an addict and just being relentless, it is an actual superpower if you use it for good.
Gotcha.
Um, so I think that it's just something that was kind of like something that was supposed to be, not a good thing for me, and I did turn it into something good. So that's kind of like where I got that relentlessness. And anytime I'm going through something hard, I was like, I sat through jail and did rehab for a year. What's harder than that? Bring it on. Like, bring it on. Whatever you got, like, I'm sure it's gonna be easier than me handling what I did in there. So let's go. I'm
I
ready for
hear
it.
it. So my wife is watching, and she's actually got some. So my wife works from home, so she's actually downstairs right now,
That's awesome.
and then she's got a few of her coworkers also watching the show because, like, they're saying. She texted me. She says, "Your back. It's great to hear your background story." But
Thank
she's
you.
from New York, so she said, "Turnstile, the thing you were looking
Let's
for."
go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's from
let's
my
go.
wife. She's from
Turnstile.
Brooklyn.
Yes.
Turnstile, yeah.
Yes, let's
Um,
go.
and let's see. Melissa Jocelyn said, "Wow, what an inspiring story." I'm telling
Thank
you.
you.
And then Joyce said, "Yeah, strong mind and body. Congratulations."
Thank you. Thank you. I try.
You
I
know,
try.
my guy Ari from Garage Gym Homie,
Hmm.
he's also so he's a recovering alcoholic and addict, and he's also got the. He said, I've had an addictive personality. Excuse me. So when he, it wasn't a matter of just like getting rid of the addictive personality. He said, you can't do that.
You have to replace it with something else.
Exactly. He said
You have to.
you have to basically turn it towards this other thing. He said, well, then you start becoming, he said, you end up like achieving what you want to get. He said,
Hmm.
like you were saying, it's like you can wake up, no money, you're a drug addict, but somehow you found drugs that day, right?
Yep.
So you just turn that same thing towards, okay, I'm going to train people and I'm going to end up, training Olympians. Well, that's what ends up happening. Maybe
Hmm.
that's not what you saw, but you're like,
Yeah.
I'm going to
No.
train people. I'm going to get clients because I got to eat today.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's so crazy too, because when I look at like, so, I mean, you obviously know that you can Google your name.
Yeah.
But this is, you, I believe this is you, right here.
What? Yeah, that's me with black hair at Dog Pound. Yes, that's me.
Yes. So people see that, they see the smile in your face. They don't see the struggle.
Yeah.
That this is
I don't want them to see that.
that's what's behind this picture right here. Cause this is when you were going through that right now.
Yeah.
Right then and there.
Yeah,
And
that was a hard time. Those were the days I was jumping over the turnstile. I wasn't eating it. Like that was rough. I was sleeping 4 hours a night, maybe. Like it was working 6 days a week, 15-hour days. But the one rule at Dog Pound is you can't have a bad day. So no matter what, you just got to come in smiling. Everything's good. Like you just can never let your clients or other people know that your energy is off. That was like a
yeah,
rule there. Um, So yeah, so I was very adamant about always having a really good attitude because I didn't think anyone else deserved to have that energy put on them when they come to me to have a good day. So
Yeah, because especially because somebody comes to work out with you in the morning, you're gonna, what's the thing Dwayne Johnson says? He's like, you're gonna launch your day.
yeah,
So that workout affects the rest of their day. And you
totally.
think about it, it's like this is that's the difference between somebody getting the role. They're about to
Yeah.
go to an audition. That's they get the role because they're in a good mood. They're a
Mhm.
doctor or whatever, right? They're about to go do surgery or something like
Yeah,
that. So
totally.
you literally can change somebody's life. My wife said this the beginning of a superhero. That's like your superhero origin
Aw,
story. And Melissa says, thank you for sharing your story. Because so many
thank you for
people think, oh,
listening.
well, you know what I mean? So many people think she's got it all. Or if I had that, I could do that too. You know what I mean? If I had unlimited time. So I think that was really impactful. Although I know it wasn't easy
Mm-mm.
to
No, it
share
wasn't.
that.
Oh, I mean, I'm actually an open book. I wasn't, I've been sober 12 years now, so it's actually
Nice.
almost therapeutic for me to talk about. I'm like,
Okay.
and I think that, I've been to so many AA meetings and stuff like that. I'm so used to sharing my story, and I realize how much it could hopefully help someone else. So that's why I'm very like, if you have any questions, anything about any details, I'm happy to share anything you need to hear because I want you to hear it.
I mean, I just like it because I think that sometimes people are worried about their brand. They're like, oh, I don't want to do this because it's going to affect my brand. And I'm like, the reality is you get, well, actually, let me back up. Once somebody gets to a certain level, then I think they start oversharing because then you
Mhm.
start knowing them stuff about them. Like, I didn't really need to know that about you, right? But I just like, you know what I mean? I'm just like, yeah,
Yeah,
maybe that one you should have just thought about in your head, not
yeah,
told us about.
totally.
But I do think that there's a certain element, like as you're starting to come out of it, especially when you're trying to build a brand, we're conditioned to believe that if it's on the internet, like, oh no, bad things are going to happen. People are going to track me. You're
Hmm.
like one of the most visible people on the internet, and it's okay because I guess you learn how to put up boundaries and things like that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. And I'd rather people love me for who I am than, hate me for who I'm not. So I'd rather just be so honest and just kind of be real with people and
nice.
share. Yeah.
All right, so we talked about Dog Pound. And then now you're in Texas and you've got a home gym. Obviously, we see. Actually, this is a good point to show this because Eric mentioned about the hip thrust. So let's go ahead and show right now. This is, you said it was possible, and I've been looking for it while you were talking.
Hmm.
So there you go. That's it.
Yeah,
You're in your
totally.
garage, and that's you using it for a hip thrust.
Totally.
And also, I like that shot because it shows what it looks like in relationship to a stall mat,
Yeah,
so people can see
totally.
how compact it is. But
Yes.
you're in a home gym now, and I'm always interested in how people make that adjustment from the public gym. You got all the equipment, then you go to a home
Um,
gym. How was that for you?
I think it really I really love a gym, don't get me wrong. But my life is very busy. I work a lot, and I know a lot of, moms. I'm sure I'm not even a mom. I just have 3 dogs, but I know a lot of like women out there that have kids. It's hard for them to get to the gym or hard for them do that type of stuff. And I've just been working out at home now for a little while, and I've always shared at home workouts. And I started posting like a lot of gym stuff last year and the year before. I mean, I've always posted gym stuff too, but I would always share on my Instagram the at home workouts. And then I really was like, you know what? I really want to dive more into my brand and just be all about the at home workouts because I don't want to share these at home workouts saying like, oh, this got me the results when you also see me in the gym too. So I want it to be all about the home workouts now, so people understand that you really can change your body from home and get the same results as you would in the gym. So
All right. I wanted to say this too, because I think that there's an advantage to the home gym that gets like when women start doing it. So actually, I had somebody reach out to me like 2 days ago, and he said, "Hey, his girlfriend wants to, she's going to start going to the gym. Can you write her a program?" So first of all, I no longer train people. I haven't trained anybody since like the 90s. But it's not like I forgot how to do it. At the same time, I absolutely hate it when somebody says, "Hey, I'm about to start going to the gym. Can you just write me a 3-week program?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? No, I don't even know you." And keep in mind now, these are people I don't even know. I haven't seen them or whatever. for you, I'm sure that you had like people come to you and say, "Hey, I got a role I'm getting ready for, and or a photo shoot or something. Can you whip me into shape for this or that?" Right? But at least you get to see them or whatever, right? This is like just random. Like he said, well, you've seen her. I'm like, yeah, like we FaceTime. I saw her. I know what she looks like from here. I don't know, you know, I don't know if she's got like imbalances, if she's walking. I haven't seen any of that stuff, right? But I do know when I was training, every gym has that guy. He zeroes in on the women. Sometimes he's old. That's what he is even cool. Like he's like, he can't believe that you could possibly know what you're doing. You walk in there and he starts, you know, giving you advice. So as we start to wrap up, tell me your funniest gym story about like that guy, because I know you know who I'm talking about.
Oh, for sure.
And were you ever tempted to say, I appreciate your help, but I kind of trained Olympians, so you might want to fall back. So tell me your funniest gym story.
It's funny because I don't really get that as much in person. I don't think people have like the cojones to come up to me in person and say that and I've been lucky where I've only really worked in the gym at Dog Pound and at my home. And I don't really train people at like other gyms because a lot of the times like you're not allowed to. So I don't really get it too much in person. It's actually online trolls that I get more. They're like, oh, like this is wrong. And I'm like, no, it's not. You know what I mean? And like for example, oh my God, I have the perfect example for you. So if you go to my Instagram, there is a viral video that has like over 4 million views of me doing banded kettlebell deadlifts. The amount of hate I got on that video. There's no point in that bit. Like, you should just go ahead. Like, just the stupidest
what don't
comments
they
you
like
could
about
imagine.
It? Now you got me thinking, like, what don't they like about a banded kettlebell deadlifts?
Go read the comments. Like, I'm serious. Like, you can go do a deep dive. It has 4 million views, a ridiculous amount of comments on it, and half of them are hate. And I'm just like, if you guys knew science and like didn't think I was just a cute little blonde girl who doesn't know any better, like I can understand why you would think that, but nope, I know the science. Like I know how this works and all that stuff. But yeah, so that's been hard. I'm not gonna lie.
So like I'll say this, that hey, shout out Ashley's on here. Ashley, we're about to do that segment. The react and respond to your YouTube video. But Eric says he doesn't think it'll be long before Ashley has a booty box and starts making some content. And Ashley says, I actually really want to order one of the booty box. So there you go. Yeah. So the thing about the banded kettlebell deadlifts, right, is I try to stay away from negativity in general, so I don't go look for it. At the same time, as my wife says, hate is engagement. So engagement makes things grow. Yeah. So I'm just like, anytime somebody puts hate on one of my videos or something, I'm like, thank you. Because I'm going to get more, unfortunately, I'll get more engagement off of something negative than off of something positive. So off of a positive comment. But I'm really like, I don't understand why you would not like what's not to like about a banded deadlift of any kind.
I know.
Now you're actually you're basically helping your lockout. So anyway, whatever.
Check into it. You'd be surprised at how many people are like, this is stupid. Like you'd be shocked.
I'm like, what? Most of the time those people live in their parents' basement. Yeah. Most of the time they live in their parents' basement. Yeah, and you're just like, okay, whatever. Totally. And actually I have a theory that you see stuff like that spike during the summer.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Okay. That's because teenagers are on break from school.
Gosh, yeah, that makes so much sense.
That's my theory. It's like you see it spike when there's holidays. It's like, oh, they're home from school. They got nothing else to do.
Oh, they got nothing to do.
Yeah, they don't know what they're talking about at all. I mean, so yeah.
14-year-old boy commenting, "You're doing these wrong."
Like, what do you know? Like,
all right, buddy.
Exactly. Now you said that you don't really have an issue with, like, in person. I mean, I told you, I had an issue. Like, I was actually training somebody. I used to fight. And so I was training somebody with their boxing technique. And this guy, because he's bigger than me, decided that what I was teaching was wrong. And he like literally came up and just started talking. He's like, oh no. And in fact, he says, I don't know anything about boxing, but this just seems to me. And I was like, seriously? What do you know. Like, go ahead. But you said you don't have that problem at all now because you're training people out of your home.
Yeah. Totally.
Okay. So do you actually have clients go to your home?
Yes. And actually, speaking of, I actually have someone calling me in 1 minute because I didn't know that this was going to be an
Oh
hour.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so sorry.
Oh no, no,
I hate to cut you off, but I can
no,
talk
no, no, no. We can get
until they call. I can talk up until they call, but they should be calling any second. But yeah, I'm so
no.
sorry. I should have
We
given more
are.
than an hour for this.
Oh no, we are actually getting ready to end. So,
Perfect.
my next question was, how can people keep up with you? And I know I said I had a link for the booty box.
Yes.
What I want to know is, I also saw that you said somewhere it says use my affiliate code or whatever, so you get credit. So since I didn't understand that at all,
My link, yeah. So in
so
order for me to get the
yeah,
5%, just go to my link instead of going to Fringe Sport to buy it. Go to my Instagram and just click the link in my bio, and then it will say Booty Box, and just click that link if you can. Only because I get a little bit higher percentage when that happens instead of Fringe getting the credit for the sale. So it would be awesome if you guys could buy through my link, so I get this sale. It'd be so appreciated.
okay. So let me make sure. So you click because you have a bunch of things. So you click the campsite link,
Yes,
and
and
then
then where it says
it's
Booty
like a link
Box.
tree, and right, and then you click this link right there.
The Booty Box, yep. And then it's going to take you to the Fringe Sport homepage, and then just type in Booty Box there. But
Okay.
the only way I get the credit for the sale is if it gets done like that. So
All right. Do me a favor. When you're done with your client, email me the link, that specific link, and that's what I'm
perfect.
going to put in the description for this video and everywhere else. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you so much. You are the coolest guy ever, and this has been so much fun, actually, and I appreciate this more than you know. This has been such a blast, and let me know if you ever want me to come on again, because I had such a good time.
Hey, I appreciate you, and I hope you have an awesome day. Go and launch somebody's day right now.
Thank you. You too. Take care.
Peace out. All right.
Bye.
All right. So that was Emily Samuel, and she is the inventor, she's not just the somebody who's like an early adopter. A lot of times you get people who are fitness people and they are associated with a product, but they didn't actually create the product. Emily actually from the ground up created this thing. And so I think that is so awesome. And number one, shout out to Eric Eccles for being the one that initially connected us. Like, he not only talked to Emily about the show, but he also reached out to me and said, hey, this is a good person for you to interview. So shout out to Eric for that. And I think it's just I just think it is so awesome that was able to happen. And it was such a great interview. I had we actually were getting ready to close when she had to go. So I'm glad that you guys were asking her questions. And if you guys would like for her to come back, if you had a question that we didn't get to, just let me know and I will pass those questions along to her. And maybe we even see if she can come back a little bit later. Because one thing I am curious about is whether she'll be at Home Gym Con. I think that'd be a great venue for her as well. So yeah. So Home Gym Tech Sports said, let's go. Emily, thanks for all you've done for the home gym community. Man, I will definitely pass that on to her, Dennis. And then Ashley says, Eric connects so many companies with people. Quietus get behind the scenes, well, Eric's an inventor as well. Okay. But behind the scenes, Eric's doing he's like one of the movers and shakers in the home gym community, that you might not expect. In fact, he connected me with Ashley because we were at Home Gym Con the first year, and Eric is the one that introduced me to Ashley. So all of the videos that Ashley's done on my YouTube channel, and actually by extension, because that then led to her doing stuff and creating her own YouTube channel. So all of that came about because Eric connected us. So if you want to know who the real straw that stirs the drink is in the home gym community, it is Eric Eccles. All right. In the shadow. He's operating out of the shadows and controlling it, pulling strings. Eric said, I'm great at talking to people online, not so much in person. Yeah. Let's see here. So my wife just texted me a reminder. So I should let you guys know to do something. First of all, I want to say shout out to the Mountain Time Zone. Thank you for getting up way too early and checking this out. Thanks you for getting up way too early with Garage Gym Life. We have got 677 of you watching right now. And I need all of you guys to hit the like button and hit subscribe, because we're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. I need each one of you guys to help me do that. If you are watching this, please do me a favor and share this video with someone who you think might enjoy it, because we are here live every Friday morning from 6 a.m. Eastern time to 9 a.m. Eastern time, and we are your morning drive. You don't have to watch the show. You can listen to it while you're getting your day started. But obviously, we would love it if you watch and also interact and put your comments in the live chat, because we let you have a direct link, direct line of conversation to the people who make the products that you love in the home gym community. So this is your best way to do it. And I appreciate all of you guys for supporting what we do here. And if you want to support us in one other way, you know, you're like, hey, I already subscribed, I'm always sharing the video. There is one other thing you can do to help support the channel and what we do, and here it is. Hey, I don't want you to just watch this video. I need you to like, subscribe, and if you're already a subscriber, I want you to join our channel for 99 cents a month so you can help us improve YouTube for the home gym community. Okay, back to the video. All right, that's it. So there is a join button, and I've got that link in the description for the video, but I can also post it in the live chat if you want, so you guys can check it out. But we're now about to move into our final segment of the day, and that is react and respond. So first thing is this clip comes from sometimes we're reacting to clips that I think are just ridiculous. But in this case, this is not the case with this one. This one, it made me actually think. So this one comes from the homie Ashley the Amazing, and she did a video a few weeks ago where she was called Reviewing the Reviewers. Okay, and so YouTube says it was 13 days ago. Okay, it says Reviewing the Reviewers, reviewing home gym reviewers, how to tell the good ones from the bad ones. All right. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see it. I'm going to play the part of the clip that I want to talk about, and then we're going to react and respond to it. All right. So you guys, let me know. Let's make sure that you guys can actually hear too. So somebody put in the comments and let me know, whether you can hear or not.
I'm fairly new to the review world. I've been doing this just under 2 years. I just love fitness so much. I want to share it with everybody. So that was the motive behind this video, because it just chaps my butt to see some of these reviewers putting out garbage and then people buying this stuff. And I'm like, why? You're going to be selling that on Facebook Marketplace in the next 6 months. So that is why I'm here. One thing I do want to address is affiliate links. I have a ton of affiliate links. Speaking from my experience, the affiliate links that I attach my name to are products I use, I trust, and I promote. I'm telling you that as a fact now. If you see an affiliate link on my page, it's because I align myself with them. I believe in them. I support them. I have their back until they prove me otherwise. And I can't say that for everybody. I can say that for me. And when you use a person's affiliate code, like if you use my codes, I get 5 to 10% commissions on some of those links, not all of them. Some of them are just links. They don't make me a dime, and they may or may not save the viewer anything. But at the end of the day, that money just helps me go into creating this content. I don't make a living off of affiliate links. I do this because I love it. I went to school to get my master's because I feel like I didn't know enough to coach and help people. And on my vision board in my bathroom, I have one of my goals is to get my PhD. I read every single day because I don't know enough to help people, because when it comes to fitness, we just know the tip of the iceberg. There's so many things. And I just wanted to share the things that I've learned with you, so you spend your money wisely on equipment that will support you, your needs, and your goals.
All right. So there's a bunch of stuff in there. All right. So appreciate all of you who posted, said that you can hear. I always want to make sure, because as soon as I have this nightmare, I'm going to play one of these things, and then I think it's all good, and then ends up nobody heard it except me. So I'm glad we were able to get that You guys were able to hear that. All right, let's react and respond. First of all, one of the things that she talks about in the video that I didn't play, where she talks about how you have some reviewers who are basically, like, she calls them like the interior decorator, right? And all they care about is like essentially the appearance of the product. And then she said, then you got people who are more like the who are people who know about like biomechanics and all that, right? And I would say that when I started doing reviews, first of all, I didn't want to do them at all because I'm not really into that. My wife can tell you that I'm a very cut and dry person, and my response about something is always, does it work? What does it do? What's it supposed to do? Does it do it? Okay. And let's back up. What's it supposed to do? Do I care about that result? Right? So let's say something is my fraternity brother Brandon his calves are huge. Okay, he doesn't really do any calf work, but he just has naturally big calves, right? So if I show Brandon a product and it's supposed to develop your calves, he's not gonna care. Okay, so let's start. So that's the first thing. Is like, what does it do? Is this a desirable result for me? So let's say it is a desirable result for me. Does it actually do what it says it'll do? Okay. Does it do what I expect based upon what the promise that it's made? That's how I approach every single product that I've purchased for our home gym, that I've agreed to review for our home gym. Even if somebody sends something to me for free, typically it's got to be something that does something that I find desirable. I don't want you to send me something. And I've turned down things all the time. There was like what's this weird thing that was in my inbox the other day, and I was just like, nah, I'm not interested. It was it's about like a poolside, some sort of pool thing. Now I'm drawing a blank here. It's something for the pool, and I was like, first of all, I don't have a pool. All right. Yeah, it was this thing. It was like a pool cleaning. Is like a pool cleaning robot. That's what it was. So it's a robot that supposedly cleans your pool by itself. Well, I don't have a pool. Okay. So what would be the point of me agreeing to review this thing? But you'd be surprised at how many people get something that they have no intention of using and or keeping just because they want to get the money. All right. So, and because they need content. I know there are people all the time who talk about, like, I don't know what to make videos about. Even assuming that I couldn't come up with a video for Tuesday, all I got to do is look in the comment section on my videos, and somebody's comment gives me a video idea. All right. So the thing I like about that is now you're making videos about what people actually want to see. But I've had people reach out to me and say, Jimmy saying, it says, use that pool device in your bathtub. Dude, I'm telling you, if I had a channel, I guess like Mr. Beast or one of those channels, like where it's just basically based around doing ridiculous things, I might do that. But honestly, I seriously do not have the patience for that kind of thing, right? So people are like reaching out to me about anyway, that's a rabbit hole. I get a bunch of things about stuff that I have no interest in. And anyway, so to circle back, I see people, and they'll do reviews about stuff, and they admit that they have no intention of actually keeping the thing, right? Whereas if I get a power, so when I was reviewing those budget power racks earlier in the year, the only reason I agreed to do it was because I found that I had started saying, whenever somebody would ask me about this budget rack or that budget rack, I was always saying no, because it's 14 gauge steel, or no, because it's not made by Rep or Rogue, or although Rogue is not a home gym company, they still make good products that you can use in your home gym. It's not made by Bells of Steel. It's not made by Fringe Sport. It's not made by one of the brands that I'm already familiar with. So I just automatically know. And then I thought about it. I was like, well, the reality is that we can turn our nose up at some of these companies and these products. But you know what I get the most questions about on like Reddit in our garage gym and our home gym? Maybe not as much our home gym, but definitely our garage gym. I get questions about Mikolo and Major Fitness and things like that. So I was like, okay, I need to have experience with these products. So I stopped saying no. So I did a review of a Mikolo Power Rack. So now if you ask me about any Mikolo Power Rack, I can say, well, I don't know necessarily about that one. I can tell you that when I had this other one, this was my experience with the company. This is what I thought of that product. And this is what I thought of the company's customer service and, you know, all this kind of stuff, right? And then same thing with Major Fitness. I can now tell you what I think about Major Fitness products. I can tell you what I think about them as a company. I can tell you about how they are in the home gym community because I agreed to do the review of their product instead of just being like kind of on my high horse about it, right? So at the same time, I don't personally do product reviews where I just give you a rubber stamp. But I know people who do. Like and Ashley talks about this in her video. And again, I'm going to put I've got the link for that video in the description for this one. In fact, let me make sure. Because I think I did. I want to make sure that I got it in here. Check. Okay. All right. So yeah, let me looks like I had it in last week's. So let me do that right now. Get the link for it and then I can put it in there. Get that shareable link. Share copy. Okay. So right here, bam. Here's the link. I just put it in the live chat. So you guys can check it out. It's definitely worth watching. All right. So it's in the live chat on Facebook and on YouTube. All right. Anyway. And then I'm going to put it in the description for the video as well. So you guys can see it if you're watching on replay. All right. So Ashley points out that there's so many people who like you watch their videos and every single product they review is amazing. It's like, well, how is that possible for everything you review to be amazing? Okay. And my comment to her was, I don't have a problem. First of all, I don't have a problem if you take money to do reviews or not, okay? If you want to be compensated for your time, that's your right. I don't do reviews for free, okay? I've got to be compensated in some way. And for most products, just sending me the product isn't going to work for me because when it's time to pay my light bill, I can't send them the bench you sent me. I can't send them the bench you sent me to pay my light bill. So I need to be compensated for my time because I have a dollar value on my time. Okay. And if you're taking me away from something that I would do for free to do something for you, then you got to pay me for it. That's just all. You're not paying me for my opinion, but you're paying me for my time. Okay. I got no problem with that. Now, if you don't want to be compensated for videos, that's fine too. But let's be real and let's not wear that as a badge of honor. Okay? Like seriously. Because at the end of the day, everybody who does reviews is clout chasing. If you don't know what clout chasing is, I mean, basically, you like the access. You like being recognized for what you do. You like being invited on the podcast. Okay? If they didn't, they wouldn't tell you to like and subscribe. If they didn't care if you saw their video, if they didn't care that you were watching, they wouldn't tell you to subscribe. They wouldn't tell you on Instagram to follow them or Facebook to follow them. So everybody, even the people who don't take money for doing reviews, are still getting something out of it. And I ain't trying to miss me with that. I'm just doing it for a hobby or I'm just doing it because it's fun. No, if you're doing this right, if you're doing this correctly, the amount of hours it takes to do this correctly, there's no such thing as I'm just doing it, but I don't care about getting anything out of it. That's absolutely, I refuse to believe that. All right. But I do think, and I want to know what you guys think. Do we need to separate people who make videos, product videos, into two categories? And I propose that we do. So one, you've got the independent reviewers like me, right? You're paying me for my time, but I'm still going to tell you what I think, give you my honest opinion on the product. Or maybe you're not paying me for my time, but I'm going to give you my honest opinion. And then a product presenter. So this is what I mean by product presenter. All right. So let me see if I can pull this up here. If this will do it. Okay. Yeah. So this is more of a product presenter. Okay. I picked this product on purpose. There we go. Make sure, once again, let me know if you guys can hear this.
Have you seen this all over the socials? This is all the rage because it is 5-in-1. So it's amazing what's happened with tumblers these days,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
They're like $1 gazillion and they're like all the status and things
They're
like this.
expensive.
These colors, this quality is amazing, but here's what I love. It is 5 different ones in one. So not only can you use it like I have my electric lights in it right now, like this.
With your own liquid, when your own whatever, just put right inside.
You can also use the insert and it'll keep your bottles cold or your cans cold.
Okay, so you guys, as soon as I played that, and thank you, Melissa and Carlos and Ashley for letting me know that you could hear it, right? First of all, so Joyce, the time is money, got to run. Have a great weekend, my Friday friends. Hey, Joyce, thank you for being here. We couldn't have done this show without you. Your comments were timely and right on point. Thank you for being here. Home Gym Tech Support said, thanks for explaining your approach to reviews. Thanks for honest feedback. Oh, yeah, it's my pleasure, man. I'm going to circle back around to that in a little bit, too. But so, yeah, exactly. So you guys saw it, you immediately said, oh, yeah, it's like QVC or Home Shopping Network. Nobody goes on QVC looking for somebody to tell you, hey, that Swiffer doesn't, the only thing I don't like about that Swiffer is this. The handle doesn't do what I want when I try to extend it. Nobody cares about that. They're just like, oh, you're telling me about a product that exists. The person tells you that they're super excited about it. And come on now, you really think that the people on QVC are that excited about every single product they do? Nah, they're being paid to be there and they're showing you product, but nobody beefs about it. Nobody's got a problem with it, right? So I think that we have to have space in the product review community. I can see product review in the product video community for videos like QVC or Home Shopping Network. I don't have a Home Gym Shopping Network. There you go. Because there are people who are just like they're literally just showing you the product. They've got an affiliate and I made sure I played the thing Ashley said about affiliate links because she does reviews about products where she gives a negative, she'll say, hey, this is negative. I don't like this about it. I don't like this. I don't like that. And then she does other one where she says, yeah, go ahead and check it out. And then she might say, I got a promo code. I'm going to tell you right now. You say, well, why don't you have a promo code for the ones that you don't, for the ones that you say are bad? Why would I tell you to go buy something that's bad? I mean, seriously, we need to people always say, oh, well, you're telling me it's good because you've got an affiliate code. And I'm going to flip it around and say, why would I take an affiliate code to something that I think is bad or that might hurt you? Of course, we have affiliate codes to the things that we recommend. We're recommending them. I'm not going to tell you, hey, go ahead and use my link to buy this thing that's going to electrocute you. That's stupid. That's stupid. Right. So obviously, if I like something and I think that you should, consider adding it to your home gym. First of all, let's go back to, I just had a conversation with somebody about y'all are really helping me just unpack a whole lot of trauma. It's definitely first world problems. All right. But I got I had somebody just the other day come at me, actually yesterday. He came at me because I had he made a comment. In fact, I'm gonna pull it up right here. Okay, 7 months ago. Yeah, 7 months ago, I did a video about steel shaker bottle, right? I said, this is the best steel shaker bottle, in my opinion. This is the one I like the most, right? And he comes on and he's like, well, okay, so hang on. So a year ago, it's got 17,000 views. So let's go ahead and I'll let you guys check it out. I got time. So I said best steel shaker bottle. Let's begin by saying we're not going to play the video. If you want to watch it, it's on the channel. But first of all, you got to understand that some of this stuff, like in titles, is based upon search engine optimization. Okay, if I just said steel shaker bottle, you're not necessarily going to watch that. But this is a comparison video where I compared the shaker bottles I had at the time to each other, and I said, hey, this is the one I like the most, right? And I'll also point out, by the way, that I don't have an affiliate link with any of these shaker bottles, okay? So the video is a year old. 7 months ago, this guy named Nilesh says he comes to argue with me, right? So the video is a year old. So 3 months after the video is posted, he comes on and says, what's the point of a steel shaker if the cap is made of plastic? Liquid is going to mix with it, and all the BPA and BPS gets mixed with it. So the bold bottle is better because it has steel in the cap as well. But you forgot to mention that. Anyways, ice shaker would be perfect if it had a steel cap, because I said that, in my opinion, the ice shaker was the best one for my needs at the time, right? And I'm like, okay, yo, look, man, I appreciate that you like the bold better, but there's like 6 replies. So I said, well, actually, the bold I have has a plastic stop with a steel coil for mixing, right? So the bold has a plastic top. I said the Shakespeare is metal except for the slider, which is plastic. These are all the ones that I reviewed. But he's arguing with me about a plastic cap on a shaker bottle that he had no intention of buying. Who cares? If you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. 10 hours ago, this guy comes on and says, well, the website says the cap is silicone, not plastic. So keep in mind that this is a year after I published the video. And I know that you guys like it when we respond to the comments, and YouTube will encourage us to respond to the comments. But dude, it's been a year since I made a video about these shaker bottles. If you think I'm going to come on and argue with you about whether a plastic cap is better than a silicone cap a year after I made the video, you got another thing coming. And I even said that. I said, hey, man, look, buy what you want. It's pointless to argue about a shaker bottle lid, especially when the video is about my favorite one. You guys are free to have a different favorite than mine, right? And then they said the thing that they say, which is, oh, you're triggered. I'm like, oh, I'm triggered about the fact that you came and harassed me a year afterwards, right? So understand, and the video's got 17,000 views, like I said, which isn't, in the grand scheme of things, a whole lot of views, but it's enough that I don't want to argue about it anymore. I didn't want to argue about it in the first place. But I understand, as my wife said earlier when we were interviewing Emily, all negative comments, hate is engagement. So I don't mind. But I'm like, seriously, dude, it's been a year. Don't come at me talking about, well, actually, the website said it was silicone. Okay? That's the stuff that makes me not want to do this. And it's part of the reason why I didn't want to do reviews in the first place. Having said that, I think that if we had separate categories where you've got a category where it's just like, hey, I'm just telling you this thing exists. I'm not telling you what I think of it. I'm just letting you know this thing exists. And then you got another category for, I'm going to actually review this product. Then I think it would reduce some of that. Okay. And I think even that there's nothing wrong with even doing 2 different kinds of videos. Because just to let you guys a little peek behind the curtain, when a brand says they want to do a product video with you, a lot of times they don't want to hear negative comments. Okay. They just want you to basically let people know that this product exists. So that's when I would do normally like a first impressions video or maybe an unboxing. I'm just taking it out of the box. I couldn't possibly tell you what I think about it because I haven't used it yet. And I think that there's nothing wrong with doing unboxings and then coming back and saying, all right, this is what I think about the product. Because you can do the unboxing and then people are going to make comments. They're going to ask you questions. You can then use those questions to help guide the review because now you know what people want to find out about, right? What I object to is when somebody's making like the home shopping network type of content and they don't tell you, hey, I'm just telling you about this product. Don't make me think that you're telling me pros and cons when you actually aren't. Because everything, if it's man-made, something's wrong with it. That's just the nature of the universe we live in. Nothing's perfect. Melissa says, so true. I appreciate your honesty. Hey, I'm telling you. Look, and here's another thing too. While as long as I'm ranting, I don't like the fact that people who won't do stuff at their normal job, right? They'll say, oh, that's not my job. If it's not in their job description, they'll be like, I ain't doing it, right? So they expect to be paid for wiping their desk down before they leave for the day or something, right? They expect to be paid for every little thing they do at work, but they think I should just dedicate 3-4 hours of my time to shoot videos from multiple angles, dedicate another hour to 2 hours of my time researching video titles and creating thumbnails and uploading it and then promoting the video without getting paid at all for that. That's really what you think I should do. That's really what you think I should do. Okay. We have very different ideas of what the value of time. So Carlos said, that's like me telling people to go see a film I don't like. I'll tell you to watch something you don't like, but I'll tell you to watch something you don't like, but I liked it. Yeah, I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, it's my opinion. So, in fact, I'll use another one. I'm also not getting paid to tell you guys about this. So I'm using examples of stuff that I don't get paid to tell people about. In my opinion, hands down, the best wrist wraps at all are made by Athletic Over Everything Apparel, AOE Apparel. I've actually sent them out to people as gifts. But that's based upon the way I like to train, the other wrist wraps I've used, and the way that I use a wrist wrap. So, for example, if you're going to wrap your wrist for powerlifting, typically you want to wrap your wrist so that the wrist wrap comes up on your palm. So it is impossible for you to do like this with your wrist. So if you guys see me do a bench press video, at the beginning of the video, you'll see me go like that, because what I'm doing is double checking to make sure that I've got the wrist wrap high enough on my palm and tight enough so I actually can't move my wrist. Because if you can move your wrist still, then there's no point in having the wrist wrap on for a bench press or an overhead press. There's no point, because it's not giving you the support you need. Okay? So but at the same time, I want it to not feel like I'm wrapping cardboard around my wrist. So in my opinion, the wrist wraps from Athletic Over Everything are the best wrist wraps for that. But somebody else might have another wrist wrap based upon their wrist circumference, the way that they train, and the way that they wrap their wrist makes them think that some other wrist wrap is better. Or maybe they've got an affiliate code for a different wrist wrap. I don't care. It's their opinion of what the best wrist wrap is different from mine, but it's still just two opinions, because we don't have the same leverages. We don't have the same 1 rep maxes. We don't have the same goals. We don't have the same training age, and we don't live at the same address. That's just the first 2 things I have to say about React and Respond. And I want you guys to go ahead and like post in there. What do you think about the home gym reviewer situation? Like, because I see people put comments all of the time, talk about, and I've had people comment on me and say, oh, you obviously got paid off because you said this thing was good when you should have said that the one that I like is better. Why didn't you just tell them to go and buy a rep this, that, or that, or the rep XYZ? Why didn't you just tell them that they should have just gone to Bells of Steel and gotten this? They should have just gone to, this is so much better. They could have just gotten it from Titan Fitness. Okay. Honestly, if I tell you, going back to my thing I said about the Bells of Steel cable stack, I tell you guys, is not a lat pull down. Okay. That doesn't mean that you're not going to buy it to use as a lat pull down. It just means I'm telling you it's not a lat pull down. Just like the company says it's not a lat pull down. The fact that you bought it to use as a lat pull down has got nothing to do with me. So don't come at me for not mentioning that how to use it as a lat pull down when I don't think it's a lat pull down. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. Because I think that people okay. We have to be intellectually honest and say and admit that a large percentage of our audience watches reviews for entertainment. They're not watching to find out about new products. Okay. So which means they're probably not clicking your affiliate link anyway. Okay. They're watching it for entertainment. They watch. So I'll get comments like, oh, great review. Oh, you did a good job. Oh, my favorite. I like your review better than I like the other ones about this product. Are you going to buy it? Did my review that you say that you liked better cause you to pull the trigger and buy the thing? Or usually the answer is no. I was just watching it for entertainment because I'm interested in it. And there's nothing wrong with watching reviews for entertainment. I'm just saying, understand that people are watching reviews for entertainment. A lot of the people who are the most vocal are watching the review for entertainment. And so they're going to post comments critiquing how you did the review compared to what they expect about how you should have done it. Right? So they're not consuming the content to learn. They're consuming the content to criticize and argue. Right? Again, I don't knock how you spend your time. But I'm just saying that I think that part of the reason why we have these issues is we've got a segment of product reviewers who aren't really reviewing the product. They're just telling you that the product exists so they can fulfill the terms of their contract. And there's got to be space for them too, because I don't have the right to dictate what sort of content you make. I would prefer, though, if you said, hey, look, these shoes exist now. This is what they're supposed to do, blah, blah, blah. And here's the link to go check them out if you want to try them for yourself. I'm fine with that. Rory says, it grinds my gears to see people wearing wrist wraps for an entire workout and none of it touches their palm. The whole point is to stabilize the wrist. It's not supposed to be worn below the joint like a sweatband. Dude, when I see somebody wrap their wrists and they can do like this, it tells me immediately they don't know what they're doing. They're wearing wrist wraps for the same reason that people used to put on weightlifting belts. Because I used to work in a public gym, for those of you who don't know. And we used to see people walking around with a weight belt on all the time. And I'm like, why do you need a weight belt for what you're doing? Like, they got on a belt and they're doing tricep press downs. And I'm like, why do you have a belt on? Like, literally, why are you wearing the belt? Because if you wear a belt correctly, you don't want to wear it for everything. Okay? But they're wearing a belt because they saw other people wear it. They see their favorite influencer wearing a belt to do that specific thing. Or they see their favorite influencer wearing wrist wraps. But as you said, the point of the wrist wrap is to stabilize your wrist. Now, if you are wearing it during deadlifts, then no, it shouldn't touch your palm, because then the point of it is you wear it really, really tight and it makes it harder for you to open your fingers. And so it helps you hold on to the bar. It's perfectly legal. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. But if it's not a pulling exercise, if it's a pressing movement and you got a wrist wrap on, I don't understand why you even have it on if you want your wrist to move around. There's no point. It's a sweat, like you said, it's a sweatband. So just another reason to train at home, though. I mean, yeah. But so let me circle back. So then if I make a video saying, and I have made a video where I said that these wrist wraps are the best ones, then I get in the comment section, you got people telling me, oh, I like the such and such brand. I'm like, okay, that's great. That's great for you, man. But I'm just telling you that, and I'm not the strongest dude I know, but I am the strongest dude a lot of people know. Okay. And I'm telling you that the strongest people I know like these wrist wraps. And I feel like in the home gym community, we do way too much of not paying attention to the people who should know about a thing. You know, and some of it is because some of the strongest people don't have big social media followings because they're not focused on that. Like they're kind of more just focused on their training and whatever they're doing for their jobs, you know, their daily life. So we don't get to hear from them a lot, but I'm just telling you that when they do make the effort to talk about stuff like that, a lot of times, you know, we don't pay attention to what they're saying, you know, because it's not as interesting as knurling on equipment, which is also something that Ashley talked about in her video, where she was like, why is it knurling on everything? I'm like, exactly. I'm like, this is ridiculous. This knurling on everything phenomenon is ridiculous. Eric says that's agreed. It's just for entertainment 90% of the time. This is my hobby, so I just stay up on what's available in the market. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it because you can watch anything for entertainment. I'm like, if you just enjoy, what was that show? Counting Cars and Fast and Loud. Just because I watch Fast and Loud doesn't mean that I'm about to go out and renovate a classic car. I'm watching it for entertainment. So I'm not knocking people who do that. I'm just saying that people kind of get on like a pedestal about making videos and they say, well, I don't take money because I just want to help people. Come on now, but you still like the notoriety of having a channel. It's not you like that. You like the notoriety of having a channel. So don't be on your high horse. And in fact, again, I'm not calling people's names, but I remember one person made a video and they said, this was like clear clout chasing. They said, yeah, when I was on the phone with them, they mentioned that this would possibly be coming out in the next 3 months. Okay. So the impression that comment makes is that they're like in the inner workings, the inner circle of this particular brand, and they know what's going on. So we need to keep on watching your stuff because you're the guy that's connected. And I watched that and I was like, sounds to me like you called the customer service number like anybody else could. But that's not how they phrased it. You know what I mean? Everybody's clout chasing. I mean, dude, I have a show where I have people listen to me talk for 3 hours. You think I don't like that? I like talking to y'all, yeah, but I'm honest enough to admit that I enjoy it when people recognize that I did something. They value something I created. Okay. I'm not going to get on my high horse about how I do stuff compared to how other people make their videos. I'm just saying that it would clear up a lot of the confusion if people would just be a little bit more transparent when they make their videos. Just say, hey, look, this company sent this out to me and I'm opening it up. I'm taking it out the box right now. Ooh, check this out. Look at this. Ooh, it's blue. And whatever, you know what I mean? Good enough for me. Now, and then that's so easy to do. And then next thing you just say is, all right, I guess now it's time for me to use it, and then we'll see what I think in about 30 days or whatever. What's wrong with who could get mad? Well, somebody will be able to get mad at it regardless. But I'm just saying that to me is a lot more honest than making people believe that your review is based upon you using it. And now you're telling people the honest pros and cons, because the reality is that a lot of people are watching it for entertainment anyway. So you can get those same people with just the unboxing videos, and you'll still fulfill the terms of your contract. Simple. Because after you use it for 30 days, people ask you a question about it, you just answer in the comments. There you go. Rory said, agreed, wrist wraps should be tight and uncomfortable, and you should want to take them off after each set. Same with a belt. Yeah, that's if you're using it the right way. If you're not using it the right way, and see, now I sound like I'm being judgmental because I'm saying the right way. If you're not using the way we're saying, you're not getting the value out of the thing, right? So the belt can't help you stabilize. The belt can't help it doesn't give you something to push against if it's not worn the way that Rory just described. Wrist wraps, if you have them on and your wrist can go all over the place, they're still flopping around, then you're not getting you might as well not have them on in the first place. Hey, we got over 1,000 people watching right now. So shout out to all of you guys for being here, man. Hit that like button. I got to stop right there and just say shout out to you guys. We got over 1,000 people watching. Hit the like button and subscribe because I do care about you being here. All right. I love the fact that you love this. So hit like for me and hit subscribe. I appreciate you guys being here. Anyway, am I off base when it comes to this home gym reviewer thing? Am I just making a big deal about nothing? Or is there something to what I'm saying? Because it's so easy for me to I see so many people. All right. I watch other people's review videos, both because I'm trying to learn from how they do their editing. Typically, I try not to watch reviews of something that I'm going to review because I don't want it to affect what I think. But sometimes I will, because sometimes it depends on what it is. Like, trying to think like when that would be a good idea. So like you can watch the video and then you see like whether or not somebody didn't cover something. Okay, and you make sure, and then you see like, and so when I say when I watch the videos, I check the comments out because what I'm looking for specifically is what people are asking to know that they didn't potentially see in the video. And then I know if I'm going to do a video about the same thing, I want to address the stuff that people said they wanted to know in my video, right? But it kills me when I'm watching. It doesn't really kill me, but when I watch videos and I see the comments from people and they're like, "Oh, your review of this is so much better than the other people who have reviewed the same product." I'm like, you ain't gonna buy it anyway. Why are you watching all these reviews? Like, don't you have that? That makes no sense to me because I'm not gonna watch multiple reviews of the same product. All right, I'm just not. I'm gonna watch it at most. Let's say I'm thinking about buying something. I'll watch a review, and then I'll see if there's a link, like an affiliate link, if I know I'm gonna buy it. And then I go to the website and I look at what the specs are and what it's supposed to do. I read those sections very, very carefully. And then I see if it fits on our budget. And then I pull the trigger. I couldn't tell you. The only exception is the Bully Glider. But that's because I was not sure what the component, like what all I would need. So when I was looking at the Bully Glider, I wasn't sure what I would need to make it work. So I watched multiple reviews because only one review said, hey, you'll need this, and you'll need this in order for this to work, right? So I ended up watching multiple reviews about that, and I got a Bully Glider, and I ended up, by that time, I couldn't make it work, but that's neither here nor there. The point is, I typically don't watch multiple reviews about the same product. I just don't. That just doesn't interest me enough. Because to me, I either want it or I don't, and it either works or it doesn't. Said like there's so many people watching, but only the old crew chatting. Come on, people, let's go. I'm telling you, you guys are watching. Throw some comments in here. I want to hear from you. That's the whole point of doing this. So if you guys came to check out my interview with Emily Samuel, all you gotta do is hit the rewind. It's about an hour ago. And so you guys can check that out. She had a really great interview. You guys can learn a lot from it. I think you'll enjoy it. So you can go ahead and do that. I'm gonna have timestamps in the for the replay gang. So you guys can jump directly to that if you don't want to hear my rant about home gym reviewers. But yeah, help me out. Help me out and click that like button. So we only got 125 likes. Everybody hit like. It takes 1 second. It literally takes. First of all, it's free. Okay. Now I do know that some of you guys don't hit like because you're watching on TV, so you don't know how to click like on the TV. So I get that. And then I also know that some people don't click like because they're afraid it's going to screw up their algorithm. But I can tell you that if you click like on this video and then you just click like on other videos that you like, your algorithm will be just fine. Okay. Because some of it is just YouTube showing you what's popular if you're on your home screen. Because I have never one time clicked like on a lo-fi video, and yet YouTube still shows me lo-fi videos on my dang home screen. There was like a lo-fi video. It was music Batman would listen to. I'm like, what? All right, whatever. Carp says, I'm just clout chasing Jerron. Y'all not gonna leave that Jerron G3 again alone. Rory, look what you've done. Look what you've done. Jerron G3. Wow. Carlos said, liking this video will improve your algorithm. It definitely might. You definitely see more episodes of it, of this show. Anyway, so yeah. Anyway, so if I'm off base, man, just let me know. Those are just the things I thought about, like the home gym reviews and the videos about them. I think, yes, I do think we need more transparency. Part of the reason why we don't have transparency is because people think that if they're transparent, you won't click their affiliate link. But a lot of you aren't going to be clicking affiliate links anyway. So I say just be transparent. But at the same time, when people are transparent, I think we need to allow them room to exist. If somebody wants to have a home shopping network style channel, let them have that style channel. And literally go ahead and watch it. Because, I mean, you might see something interesting. I think one of the most interesting things that was I watched that wasn't from a home gym content creator was a video about how they make dumbbells in this factory in China. It's for a brand that I have zero intention of patronizing. I don't have anything against the brand. They're not on my radar for somebody I'm going to buy anything from. But I really enjoyed watching their video. Okay, so I watch stuff all the time that I'm not planning on buying. I'm just saying. Okay. Rory says you making me shirts that say Drawn G3. I'm so sad at you right now. You should make me a shirt that says clout chasing. Clout chasing. Anyway, clout chasing is cool. The last thing I'll say is I am aware that people who are looking for advice on buying a new product need voices they can trust to be impartial. So I agree that there's still room for the product reviews where you're saying where you're going to be impartial, but just don't assume that because somebody took money for doing the video that they can't be impartial. Okay. As an example, every single judge in every single courtroom in America gets paid for being there. But we trust that they are being impartial and judging the case based upon the facts as presented. So think about that. All right, so we are coming up on the 9 o'clock hour. What the heck? All right, sorry, I just got a text message. Coming up next week, we have Luke's Garage Gym, who's a content creator, and he's joining the show. He's going to talk about everything that's going on with his YouTube channel. We got some more stuff. I am still holding it open. I'm going to repeat this. I said it earlier. Okay. I'm issuing an open invitation. You got 7 days. Open invitation to anybody who disagrees with my take on the Bells of Steel cable tower. I'm inviting you to come on this show and debate it with me. I have already reached out. Yeah, I'm calling you out, Jonathan, because you called me out. So I've already reached out to Jonathan from No Fake 24/7 because he definitely thinks I missed the mark with my review. So I invite you to come on, Jonathan, to come on and debate with me. If you can't make it, I understand. But I'm inviting you to come on with me to debate, and you get to tell me face to face why you think I was wrong about the Bells of Steel cable tower. Because and we'll have that debate. But it doesn't have to be Jonathan. It could be anybody who's got an issue with me and the Bells of Steel cable tower. That includes you, Mark Simmons. You had all these comments about it. So yeah, everybody. No, Luke has never been on before with me. So one of the things that it's kind of a side note, but one of the things that I am doing, it's hard for me to remember sometimes, but I'm only a year and I'm not even a full year into doing this show. So one of the things I've learned is a lot of the people who I want to talk to are school teachers. And it's tough for a school teacher. They're awake, but it's tough for them to fit in their schedule to be on a show with me on a Friday morning. This is around the time that they should be getting to school or driving to school. So I've started making adjustments. So I'm going to try to get school teachers on like whenever they're off of school for the holidays. And I knew Luke was going to be available because of holidays. And so I reached out to him, and he, basically he picked the date. And so this is going to be his first time coming on. I'm excited about having him on. We're going to talk about everything to do with his YouTube channel. And if anybody has any questions for him, you know where all you got to do is be here next week. It is at 7 a.m., I believe, Eastern time. Luke will be on. 8 a.m. Eastern time. Luke will be on tomorrow. That's not true either. 8 a.m. Eastern time next week, Friday, the 27th. Luke will be on with me, and we'll be talking about his latest reviews, his latest videos, and everything that's going on with his channel. Jared says, Merry Christmas, John. Everyone else, take care. Hey, Merry Christmas to you guys. Merry Christmas to all of you guys. I appreciate, as I said, all of the support that you guys give Garage Gym Life. We quite literally could not do what we do without each and every one of you guys. It's beyond gratifying that you guys are willing to spend time with me every Friday, checking out all of the stuff that we've done, all of the different episodes, all the different guests, all that kind of stuff is just so cool to me. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you have an outstanding and I hope you get everything that you wanted for Christmas. All right. If you're watching a replay, go ahead, keep on putting comments in the comments to let us know about any companies that are still doing orders to get them in time for Christmas. I'm not sure that there are anymore. It's about to be. It's pretty much gift card season now. But if you know of one, go ahead and put it in the comments. Like I said, give me about 30 minutes after the show is over, and I will have timestamps up for everybody in the replay gang. So thank you again for being here. Thank you for letting me rant and rave about all the different things. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you. Really do.